Good morning, ladies and gents. Welcome to Grass Valley Podcast. My name is Ryan.
And I'm Nathaniel.
And today we have another special guest. And this man here is also one of my brothers from Project Heart. We got Frank Raucho.
You did it. You said it right.
I said it right. Yeah, we got Frank Raucho. Hey, Raucho in the house.
Ruacho. I did promise a sombrero too if you said it with the roll of the R.
Yeah, you do a little jig.
Yeah.
Spanish jig.
You know it, dude.
I've tried for years. I can't roll my R's.
I can.
I mean, certain words.
People try and teach me, and it's like not going to happen.
Yeah.
Welcome, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Love being here.
Yeah, nice meeting you,
I
man.
love the house.
Nice.
Has that, we were talking about, the 80s vibe. I love it.
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah, nostalgic.
Yeah, welcome, brother. My brother Frank here also has his own podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us about that.
FD Recovery. We go week to week, weekly intentions. We have interviews. We're going to pick back up on that.
Nice.
We've been slacking on the interviews lately, but we're going to be picking back up on it. But
Nice.
we have one week to week.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. Yeah, you're actually one of my big brothers there at Project Heart. Since my little situation, I started going there and going through a lot of hard stuff in my life. And these brothers here at Project Heart are lifesavers. True brothers, man. They're my new family members. And we meet at Project Heart every Thursday at 5 o'clock. And Frank actually is one of the gentlemen there that sits in the chair in the middle and pretty much runs it with Dave.
The cameraman.
Yeah, the cameraman.
That happened around
Was that
COVID.
your idea?
No, that was the whole COVID experience, right? Everybody was trapped at home. Nobody could come do
Zoom meetings.
anything. Yeah, so they were like, "Let's do Zoom."
That's kind of why I do the volunteer thing in Sacramento for my planning thing. I do like a similar gig.
Yeah, I'm all up in people's faces. But, in early recovery, because, I was still like 2 years clean around that time. And it was just so beneficial being like up in people's faces. At first, it was super uncomfortable. But then like you hear their stories and you're like right in front of them, looking in their eyes. And you're just like, holy shit. Like this is a human having an experience and it's next level. And you're just like, you feel their pain, their happiness. And you're like, at first, it was like I was crawling in my skin. But, after a while, you just like embrace it, and you're like all the weird, the like uncomfortable questioning yourself, and eventually you just like give into that, and you're like, oh wow, this is what connection's all about.
Well, listen, dude, you were one of the first people when I was in Project Heart that spoke, that touched me, bro. Like I was, I won't bring up what you shared because that's up to you, but you shared some real personal, vulnerable stuff, and that's the day when I opened up in Project Heart and was, there's other people sharing, and it wasn't as intense to me. I was kind of like, oh yeah, just whatever. And then you spoke, and I was just like, damn, dude.
Was that your first time there?
I believe so.
Okay.
One of them, but he shared a lot of stuff about his life before recovery, getting to that point and all that, and just it touched me, and it made me open up, and it made me open up a little bit more and more, and a little bit more and more, and before you know it, I shared a few times. I'm nervous, but here I am having a podcast now.
Yeah.
And it's a trip, man. Project Heart has helped me big time.
It's funny what God, when you have God and spirituality in your life, and if you listen to those social and spiritual cues that you get from life, and then next thing you know, you're on a path, and you're doing something you love, like this podcast, like you're doing. Like I seen you putting posts about it, and I'm like, oh, this is awesome, yeah. And I appreciate you giving me a shout out over Facebook. That was awesome.
Yeah, bro. I always share your stuff too. We were just talking about when you got here, but these folks don't know. You posted something the other day, and it's so important, and I want everybody to hear this loud and clear, because in recovery, so basically your post was, and I'll let you explain it a little better, but it was like, in recovery, we can still have fun. We can still live our lives and have fun and be silly, joke around, keep it clean and respectful, but we could still have fun. There's still ways to have fun, and you make all these funny little videos too, and we need to laugh. We all need to laugh and lighten up. And I mean, we need to lighten up and not take life so seriously all the time. Stop and smell the roses. So I love what you're doing, and those little funny videos, man. Like, I can't wait to, because this is a whole bunch of stuff in this podcast. And we're gonna do a P Diddy roast pretty soon here. So,
well, there's a lot to chew on there.
I just watched the whole Netflix thing, and for Tupac, I'm gonna go hard on P Diddy.
It's number one in America right now. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get him.
I saw a bunch of podcasts, and then I'm like, I need to watch that because people keep talking about it. I guess 50 Cent bought
He bought the rights.
To,
the guy the photographer never got paid by P Diddy or whoever, and so he went and bought it all. Yeah. So that was cool for him to do, because literally there's so much in there. I don't get into all this dramatic celebrity shit. Yeah. But that was like, I'm a Tupac fan, and that goes way back. I mean, they solved Tupac's murder already a while back. Yeah. But you're able to see it on Netflix now, and it builds up, and it shows you all the pieces that come together.
Yeah, he was an idol. Yeah. Like, I remember idolizing Tupac, and it just is uncanny ability to just be authentic. Yeah. That was like, whether I agreed with like all the gangster shit, that wasn't, you know, it was just
he
like.
He had a lot of love and mama and respect and all those
He
came
values. In a package that he was authentic.
Yeah, and passionate.
Right? Exactly. And
good melodies.
Oh, yeah.
Good lyrics.
And he could be funny too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But your videos, though, back to that. So just we're in recovery, right? You know, this is a sober podcast, and I'll have people on that aren't sober, and this and that, but maybe one day we'll get them sober. But
that's the goal, right?
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah. And when you're doing these things, you know, you're throwing that funny stuff in, and some people might not be sober, but they're watching it, and, you know, they just might listen to another part you say, and boom, we plant a seed, and then we can continue to water it. And then before you know it, we're reeling people into healthier, better lives, and that's what we're trying to do. And
trying to make this contagious. You know?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I think my main mission there's many, right? It's not just one singular thing. I think for me, though, some of these videos, I'm trying to kind of embody like that next step, because some people can't see a life past the drugs and alcohol. Yeah. And I think that's a hard sell when you're trying to talk somebody and say, hey, just do the steps. And this is, it can get overwhelming. Yeah. Right. But when you know that you can participate in life on a normal level, have a job, make funny videos. Hey, here's my podcast. Hey, I do the steps. But also I still have the human aspect, because I was really afraid of stepping on this path, because I was like, well, all my friends, and I say air quotes, right? I thought I was going to lose all my friends that weren't really friends. I thought I was going to lose all the fun times that weren't really fun. Yep. But there was some sort of excitement from it all. So it's almost like grief. Like, you have to go through this stage of grief. And I think my main goal is to get to that other side and let everybody know, hey, you can still have fun. You don't have to be a saint. That's not the goal here, right? For me, it's like, I think I had this bias, because that's what we usually work on when we don't understand something. We think we know it, and we have all these biased views on it. And so for me, it was just like, I just want everybody to like come into this process and be like, hey, you can still have fun, and you don't have to be a robot. Right? Yeah. I think that was my main, especially to the videos. Yeah. Right.
Totally agree, bro. Yeah. It's see, I'm a wild man. I always have been. I'm born and raised out here in these woods. Me and my brother were wild, and and it's like it's years of having to tame a wild beast within me. And the more, just like AA, like when the first step is admitting you're an alcoholic. And I'm finding with everything in my life, I don't have to say it out loud in front of nobody, but as long as I admit that I have a problem with something, and I know I have a problem with something, and I corner myself and I go, dude, the other day I just found out another one, and I have a weakness with women. So like, they'll get in my head, or just like, whoa,
start fantasizing about,
or this one's pretty, or if they're nice to me and they flirt with me, it's like, oh shit, what's happening now? I could already see the future almost if I were to play into it, and it's like, I'm not trying to go there right now. I'm trying, because I could get sidetracked in so many ways. But I found out, I told myself, I was like, you're a weak ass motherfucker, bro. I was like, you need to be stronger. And then my profanity, you know, and then, you know, alcohol, coffee, smoking, all these things that are just like, that make you feel like shit. You realize them and you go, I have a problem.
Yeah.
I admit it. And at least that's the first step, because if you can't admit you have a problem or you're not ready to do something about that problem, then you'll stay in that problem.
Yeah. I'm a firm believer, what you don't change, you choose, right? So once you get to this pivotal point where you start realizing some of these key things that are holding you back, right? Now you know it. Well, what are you going to do, right? And that's the key thing, right? And you know, you mentioned some of that, the ass kicking machine. That's what I hear, right? That's what I experience too. Like, I'm a professional. I'll two-stroke, and I'm ripping up the cord to turn on the ass kicking machine, and there I go. And then I'm off to the races, judging myself, and you know, it's one of those things. Is you got, for me, it's like I have to introduce an authentic kindness, right? Because what happens is, for me, like when I have somebody coming in my life and you know that they're struggling, you know, I treat them really well, right? And I need to have that same output for me
for
as
yourself,
well, right? Because sometimes I'm like, I'll treat this newcomer like, you know, pretty top shelf, and I'm like, here, hey, I'll help you here, I'll help you there. But then when it comes to me, I'm just like, you fucking piece of shit. Like,
yeah,
that's the narrative for that goes on in my head towards myself, and that was a key pivotal point for me to get to, is just like, okay, whoa, for me, I was like, I have to slow down but also it's part of the gig, man. Learning all those, when you start putting the spotlight towards yourself, what happens is you start finding out stuff, and you're like, and you know, God still made ugly, right? Yeah. So God still loves those ugly parts within myself. So learning how to even love those and embrace them is, I think, the most important thing that I've learned on this whole recovery trip.
Well, we had Tyler Olam on a few episodes back, and he was talking about one day he was on a ladder, and that self-realization he had, and he was angry and pissed off and talking shit about himself or whatever, but he shared that with us, and it was like, you know, he
flashed back to his dad yelling at him.
Yeah, thank you. He did, and then
the little kid inside.
Yeah, and so I experienced, after he said that, because I listened to that and soaked it up. But after that, I had an experience one morning dropping my daughter off at school, and I think I mentioned this, so I'll say it quickly. But I dropped her off, and I'm looking to the right, like, I love you, baby. You know, she's getting out of the car, and as I'm looking, I'm not looking in front of me, and my truck starts to roll, and they're like the crosswalk lady's already gone. So there's 3 cute little girls coming, and I'm like, but my truck was rolling, and they had to stop walking because they weren't sure if I was going to. Yeah. And I stopped immediately, and it all happened so quick. And I was like, oh, go ahead, guys, go ahead, you know, and everything's fine. But from that very moment, the embarrassment of parents behind me or seeing me, maybe of watching those girls have to stop because my dumbass wasn't looking. Yeah. And it was safe, and it was, oh my God, my truck like barely moved a millisecond, but those girls weren't sure. So, but then they crossed, and I drove out there just embarrassed and hating myself. And I was because I was having such a good morning, smiling with my daughter, and I was just livid. And I drove off, and then I remember the music wouldn't work or something in the truck, and then I was driving down the road, and I remember finding myself in Brunswick, and there was this woman with dreadlocks and a Subaru, and I'm not going to repeat what I was mumbling under my breath, and I was just like, and I'm like, why am I so angry? And I sat there, and I cornered myself, and I don't like sounding like a crazy person. Like when you talk to yourself, you feel like maybe it's like a crazy thing. So I try not to do that, but I have to start doing that because I had to go, hey, Ryan, you're embarrassed because I walked myself through it. And then I looked over and I was like, actually, you know, that is a cool Subaru. I like your dreads.
You're actually kind of hot. Yeah, what am I talking about?
Hot. Sorry for saying those things about you in my head.
Yeah, I think that.
And I did it. And I even got on the phone with somebody, and it was Tyler. And I shared that with Tyler. I called him, and he's like, good job, bro. That's good that you realize that. And it's self-love, you know what I mean? I had to, Ryan, you're going to be okay. And then I counseled myself with another person and got out of that anger. And the rest of my day, I was not angry.
Yeah, I think the key thing for me is that connection, right? For me, there's a whole energetic ball going on in our brain, and once you introduce other, other than you, right? Other, that's the whole point of it in a higher power, right? We introduce something other. We're not the power that's higher in this realm, right? So you have to connect, and it's not about belittling yourself.
Call your sponsor, call one of the brothers at Project
Ask
Heart.
that higher power for help.
Like
Reach out to somebody safe. Talk, just like having a therapist, sometimes your therapist is only once a week and you need it a lot. You need to talk to people a lot. So, you got to find people that are safe to call and talk to and say, hey, I'm feeling really pissed off. I might drink, or I thought of drinking, or I thought of going and getting high or something, and latch on to somebody quick.
So I want to mention you put that post about laundry, folding your laundry. Like, can somebody seriously, can I pay somebody right now? And I just thought that was so funny. And
There was piles though, bro.
But what brought up when I said chop wood, carry water, was a book that I read years ago.
Oh, I remember now.
It was
I've heard of that book.
Yeah, chop wood, carry water, and the whole premise is mindfulness, right? Is getting to this point of. But I thought it was so funny. The thing that popped in my head: chop wood, carry water. Oh, and fold laundry. I don't know why that hit me a certain type of way, dude. I was like, "Fuck yeah, I can relate to that."
Most of it's done. Most of it's done.
The rest of it, I just put a big blanket over.
Yeah, that was really why I needed to know if it was done.
Those have been sitting there needing to go to the laundromat.
Yeah, the suspense was killing me, so thank you for. Is there laundry somewhere not folded?
Look I got the blankets folded over. I got everything folded.
Good.
It was my bed.
It's a process.
My bed. I had probably 4 laundry baskets overflowing, and then my bed was just a huge pile, and I couldn't sleep on my bed, so I went and slept in my son's room because he's at his mom's. I was like, fuck, I'm not folding this or touching this.
At its height.
Yeah, dude. You've
One
seen
time
my
I
room.
almost slept on the couch, but then I pulled all the laundry baskets up to the end of the bed and just shoved the pile off my bed onto all the rest, and it was just the biggest pile, and that's when I posted that. I was like, fuck this.
Next time, take a picture of the pile, too.
It was too embarrassing. And I was like, oh, hell no. Who's trying to fool?
Well, because what if someone inquired about actually doing it? Then they know
they did.
Okay, good.
They did.
Like, send me a picture. What am I getting myself into?
They did, and I'm good. I didn't. I had a few people willing to help, but one lady was like, you just bring it all over to my house and I'll do it here and back. I'm just a weirdo. No one's doing that. You can come to my house and fold this shit, do my dishes, all that.
The whole point is I don't want to mess with it. Why would I want to take it, put it in my car? I don't even want to fold it. Why would I want to do an extra step? I might as well just fold it.
Seriously.
Hey, back in the day, Ty Stick and his sister, they named me Dote Dog or Dote Diggalicious, and then I took it and I made it into Dote Diggalicious, making bitches do the dishes for years. And I mean, even up till recent years, I've had women doing my dishes.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a funny thing. But hold on, here's the good part. Now it's Dote Diggalicious doing his own dishes. You know how many dishes I do, and I sit here and think about that. I'm like, I can't be called that. I can't be called that no more ever again until, because. Yep.
Oh, that's progress right there. You know what I mean?
Dope Diggalicious, doing my own dishes in the kitchen.
My wife will tell me, she'll go, it'd be nice if you'd done the dishes, right? And I'll be like, I thought we had a good thing going on here.
No, I'm just kidding.
I thought it was kind of like a give and take.
Hey, guys.
I thought we had a good thing going on.
I mowed the lawn.
This was working out for me. I mean, I thought we had a good thing going on, sweetheart. Do I really have to do the dishes?
I was lying to all of you. You know that movie, Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead?
Yeah.
You know
sounds
that movie?
familiar. It sounds familiar.
You're going to have to go watch it now.
Yeah,
it's a classic. But
it sounds really familiar.
So they leave the big brother, the hippie, the stoner in charge of doing the dishes, and they take all the dishes up on the roof, and he pulls out a shotgun, and him and his buddies are drinking beer and smoking weed on the roof, throwing the plates up in the air with a shotgun. Boom! And they come back downstairs to inside, and she looks at him and he goes, "The dishes are done, man." So that's what I'm going to start taking them off the deck.
Yeah, I remember when I first moved to San Francisco, my roommates didn't want to do the dishes so much, and most of them were theirs. They literally tried to throw away all of our dishes and just buy paper plates.
Wow.
And then I
That's
finally
dedication,
I
though.
did the dishes for them.
I do like to get paper plates though.
Yeah.
You know, I like to have those handy. You know, I don't have a family here to cook. I'm a cook, man. I can cook all sorts, anything you name it.
Yeah.
And I don't have any. My kids are picky, so like Ocean's picky. So I can't. It's not like I could cook a big meal that I want to make for dinner one night. No one's
They're
gonna
like,
eat
"What
it.
is this?
No
Ew."
one's gonna eat it. Dublin's not gonna eat. Dublin's not gonna eat it unless it's steak and lobster and shrimp and pasta noodles and broccoli. That's the only.
Yeah, I got respect for that. That's
Like
some
the
good
only,
taste.
yeah, but that's it. He doesn't do anything. It's just you want any other vegetables? Nope, just broccoli. It's the only veggie he'll eat. And then so they're picky, and so
That sounds like a good diet, though. Like that's
Yeah.
mainly
it
protein
sucks.
and
I'm actually
greens.
missing out on a lot of good food and eating because it's like I'm not going to waste stuff or make a big meal. And I did that for a long time, being a single dad.
Meal prep.
And meal.
Yeah.
We'll get into that. That's a very important subject, meal prepping. But I would do that, and then I just found myself wasting hella food, and like nobody. I'd call people. Anybody hungry? You want some food? I'll bring you it right now. And
You sound like my mom, bro.
Shit, yeah.
I'm just done.
I'm a
I'm
fat
done.
guy. I'd be like, food.
I'll drive here right now.
So me and Ocean, we would start, and we did this a long time ago too, when Dublin was a kid or a little guy. But we take the food, paper plate it, tin foil. I got a huge box of plastic forks.
Hey, you triggered me. Tinfoil.
Yeah,
I'm triggered now.
we go right downtown. And we find the first homeless person and ask them that they're hungry.
Oh, that's badass.
And we don't usually get right back in the truck on the way home.
Yeah, that's the way to do it right there.
And I feel bad sometimes because there's a few of them, and you'll see them sharing a plate or two. And
Yeah.
It's better than nothing.
yeah,
Hey, yeah, you're doing your part to put yourself out there and be of service. You
I
know?
had one guy, bro, come up to me, and I had Sadie with me, my daughter's mom at the time, because we've done this a lot.
Yeah.
And the guy opens the plate, and he's like, "No, I don't want that shit." And me and her, she was like being nice. I was like, "Well, fuck you then." And we drove off.
Because I'd rather smoke meth.
Yeah, I've had that experience.
No, he was hungry. He was hungry, but he was picky.
Yeah.
And what
wow.
it was, he was like, "No, I don't want that." And I was like, what
Man, when I
the
was
fuck?
homeless, I'd just eat
It was
eat
like
out of garbage
gourmet.
cans.
Yeah.
It's gourmet shit.
Frisco, dude, was like the perfect place to be
That's what
homeless.
I was just
dude.
thinking about because I lived
Yeah.
there for a while.
Yeah, right on Haight and Ashbury, where like it's like I think I must have been 19, so it was a while ago. But oh my God, that place you can be homeless in like comfort there. Like
Yeah, you're right by Whole Foods.
yeah.
So what do you mean by that?
Just that it's
they
like-
just
it's
people
just-
just give.
Well, it's like a big party.
Okay.
It's like a big party on that whole street. Like there's
Okay.
drugs, anything you want there. Cops really don't mess with you. I mean, unless
People
you're doing
share
something.
food,
Yeah.
like homeless street kids
Yeah,
share
yeah.
food. A lot of the street people, or some of the street people, are there.
It's like a community.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know if this is even true, but I hear there's like the younger street people can have rich parents and they choose to be hanging out on the street.
That is true because, like I said, it's a party scene. So if you're an addict, you're probably just going to go where the party's at. And in that area, that's where the party's at.
And then you
So,
have Golden Gate Park right there. The weather is amazing.
Panhandle
like
Park,
300
Golden
days a
Gate Park,
year.
yeah.
You got a skate park.
Yeah,
and
I was there and I just had so much fun.
Yeah.
Like, that was the height of my.
You're 19.
Yeah. That was the height of my. Well, I've always did meth and stuff like that, but I took a break off meth and I went with psychedelics. Right.
So are you from Grass Valley, or
No.
where'd you come from?
I came from, originally Hollister, Salinas area. Lived in Hollister, lived in Salinas, lived in the Gilroy area.
Oh, my grandma was
Yeah.
from Gilroy, or
Yeah.
not from, but lived in Gilroy.
Yeah.
That Garlicville, man.
Yeah, and
I
then
love
lettuce
Gilroy.
capital of the world, and
Yeah, dude, I loved garlic.
yeah.
It's the what capital of the world?
The Salinas lettuce capital of the world.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Man, I loved
And
going to
also
see
where
Grandma
Mice
Lucy.
and Men took place, right?
What? Say it again.
Where Of Mice and Men took place.
I think so. I think that was a heavy Steinbeck area. Yeah.
Dude, they had some of the best. What are those markets? Flea markets or not denials, but
They have one in San Jose. That's
the
huge.
one I'm talking about. Yeah,
the
my-
flea market. I can't remember what they call it, but it's
Yep.
just huge.
That's the one.
Yeah.
My grandma would drive us from Gilroy down to the San Jose.
Oh my
flea market.
God! They just had, dude. It's massive.
Sick.
Oh my God!
I wanna
there's
go there. I
I can't
things
believe I've never
everywhere.
been. I should have gone.
And you know
might
what?
still
You
be
gotta
there.
have
I
some
don't
money.
know.
You don't go to that thing without like $2 grand.
Yeah.
You're gonna come home with some cool shit.
Yeah, if you're gonna see a whole, but it's like Tijuana, like on steroids.
Yeah.
Like
It really is.
you know,
That's
because you go to
You
like
think you're in Mexico?
yeah. Because it's just heavy Hispanic area. I grew up thinking I was Hispanic my whole life, and then I find out that I'm not. I'm like, I called my dad, and I'm like, what the hell, Dad?
Spanish?
Yeah, well, I'm Spanish, but I was told I was Mexican. I'm like only 14% Mexican. And
At least you are some.
yeah, at least I'm not a total fraud, right?
Raucho.
I was wondering why I was white, like I become really white compared to everyone else, you know?
Spaniard.
Yeah, and the Spaniard. Yeah, 20%.
So 13,
yeah.
20%.
20% collectively from like the Latino,
Okay.
but then the
So you're
rest
still
was
one of your grandparents is like full something.
something, yeah.
Yeah.
But
How did you-
80% English, Scottish, Irish.
Yep. You can see that shit in your beard.
Yeah.
You have red in your beard.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
so-
found out I'm like 98% English, Scottish, Irish.
Yeah, it's a yeah.
So I know a lot of my family's history. I do.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid of getting those tests done because I don't want to like send my DNA back or. I don't want to do all that.
Oh,
Give them my name and address and my blood and all that. There's some companies out there I heard that were doing some weird
That's
shit.
how they.
I hope they make another one of me. You know, just,
Yeah,
that's
well,
what I
that-
hope.
yeah.
Just
Fuck
run into
that.
myself in the future.
I'm pretty sure they could do that from us sneakily anyway somehow.
Oh yeah,
What they're
especially
doing.
if you ever been convicted of
doctor.
a felony, they have your DNA. They do it right from the
Yeah, it's
gate.
a good
Yeah,
way.
they have mine. When I was in prison, they took a cotton swab and swabbed it underneath my tongue.
So
and
you
my
might as
gums.
well see your ancestry then.
Well, this is another reason why, folks, that
Well,
I'm
CDC
not
probably
gonna,
already lost it. Doing, they fucking suck at paperwork.
Well, they're going to be
knowledge.
doing. They're going to be doing another one on me here pretty soon.
Yeah. Well,
Do they do that, or is like your
Yes.
DNA doesn't change?
No, they do. They will.
Well,
They
actually,
just
it does,
redo
but
it.
very
Yeah.
It doesn't
small
matter
bit.
to me because I don't plan on getting in any trouble. You
well,
know?
we keep you on this path. I think you're,
I
I think
love-
you're right
I'm
on the right
yeah,
path.
yeah.
I feel it in my bones. I'm excited about my new life. Like it's just there's no other choice or options, and I don't feel anything else. It's like exciting. I am. When we're getting older, it's not exciting to get older and your body ages and this and that, and sometimes you're like, damn, wish I was a little, healthier. So I'm focusing on my health.
Yeah.
Got to get the coffee, the caffeine, the smoking out of the way. But this is my new life, and I love it.
Yeah,
because
progress, not
because
perfection, yeah.
my whole life I've been an alcoholic. My whole life I've been an alcoholic. Been stealing my dad's beers since I was 8 years old, and then, man, I can put it down. Us Viking folks can put down the beer and make everybody else around us look like pussies, dude.
Dude, I would pride myself on how much I can drink, and I would aim for I blacked out twice only in my life, which I find that as an accomplishment. I don't know why, because I'm a sick fucking addict. You know, I got that addict mentality that takes pride in the weirdest shit. But that was one of my things. Exactly what you just said. I was like, oh, last man standing.
Yeah.
You know, and
I can drink so
drinking
much.
so much, right? And
Well, it's not something I had control over. Like I could never do just one beer after you give me one cold, delicious beer. Then and I'm not lying when I said this to people. Like I put down a 12 to a 30 pack a day, and I would get the Coors 30 packs. So would my brother. So would my dad. This is how we did it. Like if they were at the store first, sometimes they'd get me my 30 pack, and it'd be sitting in my driveway or my porch, or I'd do the same for my brother. And then my dad always just stole our beers, and just a 30 pack a day. Like it was no joke. Like I just drink the beer and pee,
easily.
go outside and take a fat piss, come back and fill that belly back up, the bladder back up. It's horrible.
yeah, it's the madness that we find ourselves in, and just
Dehydrated and
hurting. Like I
Yeah.
can't tell you how many times I've woken up, whether it be from drug induced, blah blah blah, and just body hurting, my kidneys
aching.
hurting, and I'm like, and I'm like, where's the beer? Like there was no contingency of like, hey, maybe I should stop this. No, it was just full send. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and the horrible part is the beer will make you feel better for the time
Yeah,
being.
the hair of the dog. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
I drank for my whole life to numb my thoughts and to numb my feelings, and it's true. And I seen it in the recently. Like, it's like my brain. I went to the doctor, and I got really bad to the point where I went to the doctor. I was like, I never thought I'd ever say this in my life, but give me some pills. Give me something right now. I do have some mental shit going on. I don't want to think. I'm panicking. I'm hyperventilating. I'm breathing shitty. I have so much stress, and I'm so scared and worried about everything, and so many things at once in my life.
Yeah.
So many things, from my mom to my house
Too much
to
to
this,
deal with.
court, my truck was repoed, my this, that, and just so it's like, I don't want to feel those thoughts. And so I went to, and what I did is I still have the fucking package sitting right over there. I've never taken one of those pills. It was like Wellbutrin or whatever.
Yeah, they had me on that for a while.
Well, what I did that day, because I was researching all these things before I did it, even with my doctor and my therapist. And my therapist was going to get me some stuff, and I trusted her because I know her, and I believe what she was saying, and she educated me on it. But that doctor gave me something different than what she said, so I didn't want to take it. Anyways, I ended up going to the Briar Patch, getting some lion's mane, getting some fresh squeezed juice, and I got some food there. And I came out here and
some moon rocks.
Yeah, I exercised.
Tarot cards.
Yeah. I exercised, and
Fuck yeah, dude.
I was like, I'm not going to take that JCAT medicine.
Yeah.
I just need to get in a good mind state and get healthy. And then I did talk to my therapist, and I felt better, and I was like, okay. But the whole triggers, that's what we got to tackle somehow.
Yeah. Zoloft changed my life. It really helps out with depression and anxiety, where I can function at a much higher level.
Yeah, I think the most important thing to do, right? I went through a similar experience. I was on Wellbutrin for a while in early recovery. I just stopped it, which I don't recommend. It worked out for me, but I don't recommend it. There was some turbulent moments. I had to make a choice. It's like most of the things that I came to in my existence that I was having struggles with were completely unavoidable, or were avoidable, right? It was the habits I had in place. It was the techniques in which I was approaching things. So I started having to realize, is this behavioral, or is it just something that needs a pill? And I started realizing, well, let me try these avenues before I go to that avenue, because I'm so used to putting the cart before the horse all the time, and I want a quick fix. And I realized that was my addict behavior stepping back in. So I was like, okay, so what can I switch in my life and in my recovery and see if it can work, right? And I slowly started adding to and trying these suggestions and coming up with my own routine. And I realized the gym is, you want your antidepressant. There's plenty of studies that I can send anyone you can look up it was 100% provable beyond scientific doubt that a workout routine is better than the depression pills.
For me, it's gardening and yard work.
Sunlight. I just ran this morning because I've been hearing about you. I'm over in the office at Project Heart, and guys are telling me that you're running to work at Robinson's. You're running from home all the way to work, and it wasn't just it wasn't just a run. Like, you live far away.
Yeah. Can I get you a bike?
Well, here. So I ran this morning.
I wasn't kicking that idea around, though.
It's true. Coffee, I could drink coffee and it doesn't give me energy. It drains me. But when I just ran this morning from my house to Nate's house and back before you got here, man, I right now feel better just from that. I have like energy. You would think you go running and you lose your energy and you're tired, but no, it's not. It's the opposite.
Mitochondria.
People wonder how, like, they ask me, like, okay, how long you been up? About 18 hours. How much you sleep? About 6 or 7. Where do you find the energy? Well, it's already here. You just have to participate in your life and in your physical well-being in such a way that there's this infinite well you can pull from, right? But you just have to find the techniques that allow you to achieve that pinnacle state. For me, it's like, okay, well, the things that you think, well, aren't you tired? No, it actually gives me energy. I'm a true dope fiend, so I'm trying to find a way to get high. So I go on a run. And all of a sudden my body starts creating these dopamine, heroin like feeling.
Yes,
and I'm like, oh, okay.
You could breathe better.
Yeah. So I'm just like, I'm a Trudeau fiend. I'm a Trudeau fiend. So I'm just like, all right, well, let me go mainline this run real quick.
It's so true.
Yeah. And every addict needs to find something like that, I think. That's good for them.
And there's many ways to do it. You don't have, like, it's not a cookie cutter thing. It's like
yoga.
Yeah, yoga. Yeah. You want to get broke off. My oldest, she's about just turned 13, but she 12. She just turned 12, and last time she was here, Dad, do you want to do some yoga? Sure. Oh yeah, I'm a badass, man. I'm just like, and dude, that shit broke me off. I'm just like sweating. I'm like, are we done yet, babe? And she's just like, we're almost there.
Okay, I'm willing to try it with like another woman or someone to teach me, but I'm not going in no class with a bunch of people. Hell no.
It's an interesting
and I ain't wearing
experience.
none of those little spandex things either.
Oh, come on. That's what makes it
That's the fun part.
Nope. Nope. I'll do it.
No, it's tough.
Maybe in front of
if you don't do it, it's pretty.
I'm trying to show off my badunkadunk in those fucking
Get a
yoga
big
pants.
strong Russian woman to do it with you.
Yeah, exactly.
That fights bears.
From the mountains of fucking Yugoslavia. That's yeah, exactly. I mean, if you're gonna do it right.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
man.
I
forgot what I was gonna say.
That laughing is good too, man.
Oh, yeah.
I noticed for years that my face would hurt when I laughed, and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And so it's getting better. Like, it'd be like, whoa, this is weird. Like laughing or smiling is weird. And it hurt my face.
Because it was maybe a muscle that we weren't always using. Like our face.
Yeah.
Like I went through such a sour point in a lot of my using where I'm just like, poker face, I can't take anything. I gotta take. Nobody could ever, because you get in such a guarded state.
Except
right?
for when you were in your psychedelic phase.
Yeah, that one was different. It's like, let's have sex with everyone. Everything feels good.
Oh God. Yeah, and like laughing. So like, that's why I'm so addicted to Kill Tony and all my comedy shows, and that's why I write so much stand-up comedy, because if I don't do that, it's like, I have things to do. I'm filling these little gaps.
It keeps you. I did a podcast on humor. The most important thing to do is you have to introduce play into your reality, because the most common thing people, addicts, it doesn't matter what walk of life you are, is they forget how to be playful. And if you forget how to be playful,
then you're stone cold jerk.
Exactly.
Touchy and hey,
everything's is from a serious lens.
Yeah.
Everything's easily to get offended about. You're on razor's edge, and if you don't be careful, you can create a very sour state for yourself.
Problem, fight, ruin your job. It can totally escalate to the point where you get fired from work or something. Or,
and then it's everyone else's fault.
Yeah,
right? Because
I'd
that's
even go
the mode
further.
I used to be in.
Some of the most spiritually evolved people ever to exist are all playful in their spirits.
Big time, where you get around you and all they do is like my sponsor. When I there was a time where we're getting to know each other, but once we figured out each other and like we're connected, it's like all we do is just say stupid stuff to each other, right? It's just like a best friend. That's what we were talking before we jumped on here. Like me and my best friends treat each other horrible, and we love it.
Yeah, I know. That's funny. I'm doing a best friend episode.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. That's important.
Why I brought that up, because it's like with these cell phones and all these little things we got going on in life, and nobody is stopping and taking. My best friend Zach, nobody's stopping and taking the time. Like, it's either a hit and a miss. Like, he's got a quick window he can hang out. What are you up to, bro? Miss you, dog. Or like, and I can't because I'm busy. But reach out to people. I'm having a problem with some people out there. Like, I hope people know I love all of you, but I've been blocking some people, and just like, if it's weird, if there's some awkward thing, like, hey, are we not humans? Can we not have a conversation, or text me back, or respond to my text, or even if it's fuck you, fuck off. Like, I don't want to talk to you. Or
I love the awkward.
Well,
I love it.
But it's not about them. It's about me. I get in my head, and so if what I'm doing, and it's not in just that area, but I'm just getting these things I know that are triggers or hurt or bother me, and I'm just getting rid of them, and I'm making boundaries for myself, and I'm just gonna have friends and people that like, hey, how you doing today, or blah blah blah. at least you get a response back in a day or two. Shit, even if it was a week, you were on a vacation, but like the people that don't respond to you or don't talk to you, but they'll still watch you and they'll still see, it's like, hey, that's not fair. You can watch my life from afar, and no, I'm cutting you off of that. Now, if you ever want to talk to me or see me, you got to call me now to say hi.
Yeah.
And you know what? Since I started this podcast, oh my God, all kinds of people, and I could just go, boom.
You're creating an experience that people want to be involved in.
Yeah, and people are reaching out to me that didn't or wouldn't or were too busy or had all these excuses.
Good. I'll challenge you on some of that thought, right? Not in a.
I welcome them all.
Yeah. So the thing is right. Understanding that. People are always going through their own shit.
They are, and I feel bad for blocking some of these people. But it was me. I just want people to know it's my head.
Yeah, it's not them, it's you. I totally, I'm on board with that, and I think that some of that animosity that I feel towards other people, it's like I've had to conquer that in so many different ways, right? Because I can, as you're talking, I'm just like, yep. Mm-hmm. Like that's me. Like that's me. I totally am on that. Please, like the main thing I want is connection, right?
Connection,
right? And I want my friends to value my time just as I value them.
Exactly,
right? And I think the point for me that I had to really take a step back from is just like, is there conditions? Right? Am I creating unrealistic conditions that put people in a predicament where they're damned if they do and damned if they don't?
Yeah.
And that's where I want to challenge at least some of that, because I totally agree. But one of those things, it's never.
And I understand that too. Yeah. That's very cool. You brought that up.
Yeah, because there's
an
nothing.
extreme could be that they're not responding because they've been in bed sobbing for 3 weeks.
They could be going through their bouts of depression. And I'll put it this way, just do a hypothetical, right? How would that feel if you just came out of a bout of depression and have one of your good friends block you, right? At the moment that you can be an actual change, an agent of change, you create that blockage.
Some of them are in my recovery. Some of them are females too that have shown signs that they like me.
Oh, yeah,
or come over
I totally
to
get
eat,
that,
have dinner, or this and that, and it's like those are things that I'm weak. That I just mentioned.
It's not good for you to be around.
I'm weak,
those
and I know
people.
that it could maybe possibly something could happen. So
I'm glad you brought that up, because that brings up a crucial point in recovery. Early recovery is like what you're doing is you're recognizing the patterns. Yeah, you're recognizing. Oh,
I'm
this
not
might
falling
not be
back
safe.
into any of those patterns. I don't want no. Yeah, I want a good relationship.
Yeah. You see, I want to piggyback off that relationship is because I was at a point in my early recovery where I was, banging a few chicks at a time, and then being in the rooms with them all at the same time, not knowing who to give attention to. It was that point I'm like, this is not the man I want to be.
No, dude.
I want one woman.
Yes.
I want a wife, and I want children.
Yes.
And it's not about what's good or bad. It's just like, what do I want? What is my mission? I want the person that I want to be is not the person that I'm behaving to achieve that. Yeah. And I totally agree with that. If you have a vision in your mind, and it's not about them, it's about you. It's like, I don't blame you for blocking them because,
or if you're in a relationship that's not working for you anymore.
And I love the love for everybody, all of them, and then one of these days we're gonna have a healing moment or something. And
absolutely,
they'll be unblocked, or we'll be friends, or.
Unfortunately, the healing wants to be done a different way, and that's not a way you can participate in right
it's
now.
True. The patterns that you just brought up, like I refuse to fall back into any of my patterns. I'm coming anew. When I say I'm coming anew, I'm learning myself right now. Other people are going to have to learn the new me because I'm a new me.
Yeah, you're reinventing your whole persona, and
I've been really proud of you catching yourself. Almost every time I've seen you get like upset or frustrated, you've been quickly catching yourself or noticing it.
Yeah, and you could do that when you're sober too. You can't do that when you're high or drinking or whatever. Like getting angry, that fuels the anger and all the pain and all the things. So like the other day, I just caught myself, and so I really have a problem with talking to myself because I don't want to get in the mode of talking to myself.
Oh, dude, I do it all the time.
I know we talk to ourselves,
funny.
but it's a good thing if you have anger problems, or if you have these problems, because if no one's around you, who's better? Like that guy at Project Heart that said, I've been waiting all my life for someone to save me, and what better than me? Well, you know, you can talk yourself out of, you got to be your own coach if no one's around there. No one's there for you. You got to be your own coach and go, hey, calm down, Ryan. This is not worth getting upset about. It's only going to give you a headache, because you're doing good, Ryan. You got anger, but you're not going to go use anger or go get in trouble with your anger. But now you're left with this anger still, but this anger is going to only destroy you. This anger is now the only it's bad.
Poison.
It's poison, and it's only affecting me, because I'm a sweetheart. I love people.
It's like
I don't want to
peeing your
be
pants, right? Everybody can see it, and you're the one that has to deal with it.
Yeah.
Right?
And if I'm angry, I'm the type of angry person that likes to be alone and go away from people. I don't want to sit around or be at a party or go to get invited to something when I'm angry. So we do got to coach ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. We gotta talk ourselves out of these. You know, this one dude in prison, real deal dude, told me, Ryan, you must treat your mind like a bad neighborhood and never go there alone. And this dude was like a Crip, like a big old black Crip out of L.A.
Yeah.
He was my homie. We changed CDs together, but he said, you got to treat your mind like a bad neighborhood and never go there alone. And so that made sense to me, because I'm imagining him and going through Compton or something and bringing your whole gang with you and all your guns and all that stuff. But in a different way in your mind, you got to have Project Heart. You got to have your band of brothers at Project Heart. You got to go to your AA meetings in the evening if you're going to slip before you go home. For that last little bit of power, so you don't drink.
Regular spiritual practice.
Yeah, make it to the next day without going to the liquor store or whatever. Go home, you know. But we got to coach ourselves out of that stuff. And I just like what you're doing over there too. And
you know, the greatest coach, I believe, is some of this pain we've been through, right? I think that the key thing for me with this whole energy process of the spirituality walk is learning how to transmute the energy into something worthwhile, right? Because a lot of this innate stuff that we face is really fucking ugly, hurtful. All these things that we learn about ourselves can be pretty doom and gloom. We can get on that train of like, hey, this is a train going nowhere. Let's do it a little extra and jump it off the rails, right? So I think this whole process for me of learning is like that spiritual alchemy, is turning what you're experiencing into gold, right? Pain into power, things like that. I necessarily wouldn't prescribe pain, and I say this a lot, but don't prescribe pain, but it is unavoidable, but the suffering is completely optional. And I believe that coming from a Buddhist standpoint, and I like to do the MMA of spirituality. I like to, get involved and listen. I like to listen to to Christ, to Buddha, to all these different ancient ways that helped another person. And I think that transmutation of energy is key, right? Learning how to transfer that into a positive experience, right?
Definitely.
It's not the problem that's the problem. It's our attitude towards the problem.
Attitude. That's another thing. It's the attitude. You gotta change your attitude. It's true. I have something written in one of my Bibles that I had in prison. It's like, it starts with self-control. But what does it say? It says, first you got to think right, then you'll feel right, then you'll act right, then you'll do right.
Yeah, they're all connected.
I think something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds very similar to some of these quotes.
There's a lot of gold out there.
Oh yeah.
I think a lot about the Four Agreements. Even though I've never read it like front to back, but I know the Four Agreements and think about all of that, and it's super helpful.
Oh my God, that was I'm so glad you brought that up. That was the first the first spiritual book I've ever read was, of course, the Bible, but one that really hit home for me was if you find Buddha on the side of the road, kill him. And that's the title of the book.
Wait, say what now?
If you find Buddha on the side of the road, kill him. And that's the title. And the premise was it was big on mindfulness and all that stuff, but nobody else is above you or below you, right? This whole concept of there's this pinnacle of like Jesus or Buddha, and I'm like, oh wow, that's interesting, right? It wasn't dissing any walk of life. It was more of paying homage to all these ways and find that creator within, so you will not be the victim without. And when you're on this path of spirituality, I've learned. Once I bumped into the Four Agreements, which was the next book that really cracked open the egg for me, I was like, oh man, there's so much with this reality that I'm agreeing to and participating in, and what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? The whole not taking things personal,
That's
whole,
my favorite one, I think.
Yeah. No, the gossip rumor, be impeccable with your word, right? That means don't gossip. That means, I love gossip just like the next person, right? I love the drama.
And also do what you say you were going to do.
Exactly. Keep your word. Like that, those are those things that it sounds good on a fortune cookie, but when you try to apply them into real life, you're like, whoa, this is tricky business.
The scariest, hardest one for me always is always do your best.
Yeah.
Because it's like, shit. If I always do my best, that's like, I have to always do my best.
Well, my whole life,
and it's going to change.
My whole life, I feel like I've always gotten involved in people's shit. I've always been like, this person has a problem with this person, but I'm friends with them both and trying to mediate it. But my whole life, I've just been like,
Just like the hood social worker.
I've always got involved in people's stuff, trying to help, right? Like I really genuinely care. I feel like I know how I could solve this problem for these people, right? And I genuinely believe that. And I have for my whole life. And just recently, F that shit. I'm done. I'm not, dude, I get involved. I try to help my brother and this person, and then now these two couples are mad at me or something like that. And it's like, I did nothing wrong. Just tried to help. And now people are mad at me, or you talk, and it's like, to hell with all, I mean, I don't want to say that, but like, I'm done doing that. And recently, and I mean recently, I'm finding myself, I learned a couple things from somebody, and it's really been helpful to me. And it's the opposite of what I've been my whole life, and I don't want to be recluse or cut people off or be that guy like block. But like, it is for me and my
sanity.
My sanity. Yeah. And so lately I'm just like,
well, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah. And there was a few situations I found like I was about to get involved and I didn't, and I watched it explode, and I was so glad I didn't. And,
thank God.
And I stay out of it, and the more I see examples of stuff like that, the more I'm catching on, and I'm staying out of people's business. There was the other day something happened, and I was like, you know what? I'm staying out of it. And then on the podcast, there's that Brunswick stuff and all that stuff, and you know what? I've talked a little bit on it, but I'm staying out of it because I'm not going to involve myself in all this crap because I'm turning over a new leaf. I'm feeling good. I'm happy. I haven't felt happy like this. And I feel like I got the Christmas spirit in me.
That's what's up.
And I've been a bah humbug since my parents.
Because
divorced.
what you're doing is you're facing the Christmas spirits, right? The future, the past, and the present.
Yeah.
And that's well, I was just talking. It's funny you brought that up because that Ebenezer Scrooge kind of like, getting to that. I mean, think about the analogy and the metaphor with that whole premise. It's just like, man, facing the.
Yeah, we should watch that.
When my daughter comes. I was letting him finish, but my daughter comes back. We're putting that movie on.
That's such a good movie.
Which one though?
It's the one with Bill Murray, I think.
Yeah, that's the funny one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Scrooged.
Yeah.
The old one, the super old one, is pretty cool too. Yeah. But oh man, just the whole facing your future, and it's not even. It's just our imagination, right? It's the only thing that truly exists is this moment. Yeah. Right. And then everything else is just white noise. Is what happened of the moment that already passed, and I'm still in that moment. It's just a forever stream of life.
And it might even be an illusion completely.
Yeah, my brain is entertainment purposes only. Yeah. Try not to take it too serious. You know what I mean? Because everything's going to change. So the thing I learned about beliefs and thoughts and all that stuff. Well, in 5 years, 1 year, I'm not going to be thinking the same. The things that I believed. Like a dream. No. Yeah. So why am I going to put so much into it? Why am I going to have so much conviction about something that's probably going to change in a year?
Well, you know, I didn't know you before Project Heart and all that. But you got a glowing aura. You got an energy to you. You got a different vibration. And like I said, I didn't know you before. But from what you, I'm one of those guys that I can get a few of the pieces of the puzzle. You give me a few pieces of the puzzle, and I can see the whole picture. I can put it all together. But like, so you've shared a lot. So I kind of know of you from that. But you know, you're on fire, and you see those guys in Project Heart come in, like at first, even me, like I came in straight out of jail, like just panicked in every angle, just like ready to cry
I remember.
At every little thing. And, but you see these guys come in there and then they start to have better, what's that guy's name that was just all over the place? I felt like he relapsed at one point and was
shit. There's so many of them.
But we won't even need to say his name. But,
there's so many of them.
But you see him nowadays in there, coming up and giving us he looks a little thicker, like he's healthier. He's giving us a hug.
What you're talking about. He's really healthy.
In your spot sometimes.
Yeah.
And you know he's broke down and shared some stuff. But I didn't at first. It was like. But now he's a lot more of a gentleman, a little bit more considerate in his energy.
When you make that shift from a wild card, right? Yeah. Well, what you do is I think there's two parts to this, right? It's not necessarily people helping you. Also have to be able to be helped. If I have all these guards up and I'm like risky to be around, like these are those things I had to really like get myself. It's not necessarily that they weren't willing to help me, but they were also not going to put themselves in harm's way. Right. So I had to get to this point where I was not drowning, because the most important thing to do, if you're drowning, you push them away and you wait for them to stop struggling, and then you help them, because what happens is you'll get pulled under as well. Totally. So when you start getting to this point where you start making that change, is people will rally around you, and then you realize, oh, I was blocking me from this. I was blocking me from this because they were just trying to protect themselves. Right. And I think that's not to go on and on about the Christmas spirit, but I mean, that's a big thing for me. I got my 2-year-old now, about to be 2, and it's just experiencing this all over again. It's just so cool. It's so cool. Yeah. Watching her light up as soon as I come. Oh my God, there's nothing that compares to it. There's absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah. If I can tell anybody one thing, is have a family. Yeah. Have a family.
I am a firm believer that on this planet Earth, there is no greater high other than family. There's just not. And you could have all the money you're never going to be happy alone. Having a family, the holidays are better. All the norm and the normal things in life, like going to the grocery store or going to a fair instead of walking by yourself. You have your wife and your kids holding your hand or whatever. You could comfortably feel good to go walk through that fair. You're not scared of everything.
Crew,
Oh,
the only thing you're worried about is protecting them.
Exactly.
And that's about it.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know what? Just going home to your. Like people are out there sleeping with this person, that person, and that's gross. And you go home to your wife, and you don't even have to have sex that night. You could just snuggle each other, watch a Netflix movie together. But the comfort and the feeling of like love's right there. You don't have to go looking for it.
That's one thing I actually am proud of myself. Since my last girlfriend, two plus years ago, I haven't slept with anyone.
Wow, yeah.
And it does feel good at times. I'm like, oh man, I want to be with a girl, like, come on now, it's been forever. But then after
get to the point where you're about to screw a hole in your mattress.
But I want the one.
That melon looks nice right now. I swear I never tried it, guys. I saw it on a movie.
Your homegirl folding your laundry starting to look cute.
Exactly. Hey man, I had to go through. I had to go through an 8-month sabbatical off women because I was using them addictively. Going back to what I was saying before is that 4 people in the room, 4 chicks where I'm like, I didn't know who to give my attention to. This is not who I want to be. But there was also hard times where somebody was doing laundry. I was in a roommate scenario.
Yeah.
I had like 4 months clean off women. And I was just like, I was in my room and I got a text from her, and I fucking teleported to the next room. Like I couldn't get there fast enough, and next thing you know, I'm making out with her and all that, and I had to stop myself. I'm like, oh, they're coming home right now, and that wasn't the case. I was just like, there was a pause.
It just didn't feel good.
I was like, this is not what I want.
Yeah.
Right. So I left the situation, and I went back into my room, and I'm like, okay, I need some work. This is a problem. And then finally, I did some of the self work where I was like, I think I'm ready to date now.
Yeah.
Right. And then I found my wife.
And it took longer for me to get there, and I'm finally there. And
Yeah.
it was a good experience, and I'm kind of glad the 2 dates I went on, the girls just weren't that into me. So it just worked out. It worked out fine.
Nate's gonna find his wife through this podcast. I swear.
Yeah, I'm gonna send out my radio beams out into Nevada County.
He needs a good, nerdy, good, wholesome gal that doesn't drink or do drugs.
Well, you keep on this path and just start being authentic you, and you're going to attract exactly who you need.
Don't be afraid anymore to be myself.
Yeah, that's one thing is like we don't need. I went so long my whole life asking for permission for validation through others.
Yeah.
I'm asking for permission to be myself, think my own thoughts, feel my own feelings, and I do it constantly still to this day. But today I'm aware of it, and today I choose different paths, different pathways, different choices. Right?
Yeah.
I realized that until I could really embody this spirituality, I realized that I was really a victim to my own mismanaged choices.
Yeah.
Right. No matter what, there's a trajectory you're on, whether you realize it or not, whether you acknowledge it or not, it's on, and it's due to your choices and everything you're embodying, the things you feed your brain, the things you feed your body, the things you do every single day. You're creating a pathway, neural pathways, actual pathways in life. And then what happens is you find yourself slightly off trajectory, and you're like, well, how did I get here? It was like, okay, well, it wasn't a one thing. It was a multitude of things. That's why it's really important when they say in early recovery, make your gratitude list. I was like, this is lame. But what was I doing? The thing that was lame, because I realized, all right, whatever I was doing was not working. Right? Anything's better than this fucking hell that I've been in.
Yeah.
And I had to get to a point where like all this cheesy shit that they tell me, all this grateful, like, come on, man, that was lame to me. I really thought that was lame. I thought I was so cool living this life, paperwork checking in jail and in prison. I thought that was the way to be.
Dude, listen, I have backpacks and totes of lyrics from juvenile hall, jail, prison, and then after I got out with the buddies or whatever, and like my earlier times or whatever. Dude. Okay,
I could only imagine.
I was going through this shit, reading this thing, and I was holding onto these backpacks and all these lyrics. Like, dude, I got all this stuff. This is like Eminem. He writes little scratches on things on the way home or on his hand, or he's always writing something and this and this and that. And I do that too.
I bet it tells a story though.
You go into my room, you'll see I have more piles of that shit already going.
Yeah,
comedy, this, that, a little rap. Dude, ask Nate. I write stuff on receipts in his truck. He'll probably see a little rap or some comedy skit. And if I don't have a pen,
little love notes.
If I don't have a pen, I'll pull out my phone and video myself. Like, don't forget this idea. Blah 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 blah.
That's true.
I kept a tape recorder around me when I was in my addiction because I was really into hip hop too, and I did it for years. Right? We were in a group with Josh Bedard. I was in with Josh Bedard and Koo.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah, and we did it for
we gotta have
a
Josh
while.
on
Yeah.
one of these days.
Oh, he's so awesome.
Yeah, I love Josh.
He
was at the Project Heart party.
During that time, we like I was still like taking kratom and like. And nothing against anyone that does that. It's just like the way I was using it, it was just like to, there was a mask for me. And like he was and this is his first time in recovery, right? And he was trying to stay sober, and we're all trying to stay sober, but I was taking kratom, and he's just like, we butted heads a lot, and we were like performing at the, what used to be that one thing in Nevada City. I think it's changed.
Or something.
Yeah, something like that. And we did that, and it was short-lived because, I eventually started using meth again.
Yeah.
And, but the premise of the whole experience was just like the person you used to be, and then you start looking at all those writings, you're like, wow. Because that tells a story, like your mindset, where you were, and what you're writing. You're like, holy, and I could only imagine.
Well, what I meant, brother, was like when I would say coming anew. So I was out there in my garage going to the shit, and I went over there and I grabbed my big waste management recycling thing and another little trash can. And I sat there and I was busting out these totes and these backpacks with notebooks and this and that, and I'm reading it and reading it and reading it, and I'm fucking disgusted with myself. I thought I was sugar-free, crossed with Brother Lynch, crossed with this and that, like derogatory shit about women, like mostly derogatory shit about women.
It's like,
ew. And just like really foul, cut, like mother F, every cuss words had to be added into my stuff, like more than anyone else. And it felt so good. I just took all of it and dumped it in the trash, ripped shit up, threw it in the trash. It felt good ripping it up. And I felt like God or, the universe just being like, good job, Ryan.
It was like a ceremony.
Yeah. It was like, it was like, get rid of that stuff right there. That you do not need that.
It was like a resentment burn almost. Like you took all that
space. It was everything. It was like trash, bro.
That's spiritual, dude.
Yeah. I got it all out. I threw it all away. And I mean all of it. I'm starting anew. I don't have any of those old raps. And look, I've got a couple of my people right now. I'm gonna once I get some money, I'm gonna hunt down all the people that have any of my old Slap Kitchen music. I want it back. I want to throw that out too. Yeah. I don't want anybody to have any of that. They can have my new stuff.
Gotta catch them all.
No, straight up. I don't. I might have blown it on the air, but I'll pay you money for those. I don't have any more. I need them. I don't have any copies of that anymore.
Listen to this. They're like, we know you why you
can
really
you get
want
me
it.
those copies back so I can snap them in front of your face? Bye.
Well, you know what you're doing, right? You're transitioning over to this new you, and there's nothing like most people hear that and go, "What's the big deal?" It's like.
It's ugly.
That's like the spiritual path.
How about I have kids? How about I have a daughter?
Yeah.
I don't want my daughter to ever hear me talk like that.
Yeah, how I think about women. And
I think that's the biggest part.
Dad,
I have a daughter.
Yeah, do you think that about me?
I look at women so differently now. Yeah. Like I look at women and I go, wow, you know what I mean? I've had to wipe my daughter's butt, and I've been a single dad with her. What? Like I have to do all these things.
Shit a lot.
That's what happened.
Not now. I'm just saying, I'm a daughter daddy, and like I've had to do all these things for a girl. Brush her hair, make sure her hair's combed, teeth, just getting her girly.
So
she wants her little dress on, her little girly stuff, and got her bow. I don't know how to do her hair, but. So I have to do all these things, right? So now when I look at women, like a woman maybe that I'm pissed off at or don't like or don't understand what's going on, or even not even that, or a woman that's just sad, or a woman that's like being treated like shit by her man. I literally look at them now like she was just a little girl, just like Ocean. She was just a little girl at one point, just like Ocean, and they're different creatures. They're totally different than us. Like they're a whole different creature.
It brings a side out of you that you just like the level of delicate. Like, oh my God,
women are awesome.
I've never, like, cause I have two little girls, right? Mm-hmm. And this new experience, I'm in a different phase of my life and in recovery and just experiencing it. I'm emotional in ways that I never could be before. Like,
I feel like apologizing to women about shit and like be treating them better and talking to them better, and they're more fragile, and they're like. They're the most coolest creature ever created on planet Earth.
Yeah, we can't do the cool shit they do.
No,
you know?
they make us.
Literally make a human being inside them. They're like a fucking easy bake oven for humans, you know?
Some of them are just incubators, though.
Yeah, we just
like
do
baby
stuff
mama.
That's strong, you know, that like is there's heavy lifting. Oh, take the groceries in. You know, that's about
I'll put up the Christmas tree.
We can build stuff. I mean, I think that's a delicate balance. You know what I mean? Like, you got these beautiful creatures that only give life, and it's I'm a very traditional person. I believe that we're put here to, and that never used to be my mindset. Mm-hmm. I'd always abuse women. I'd always abuse anybody I was around. Guy, girl, did not matter. Right? There was always a violent streak in my past, and so in order to kind of now embody this whole thing we're talking about of anew, it's just like I had to experience some stuff. I had to have another little girl, right? And going, like I'm here to protect people.
I was also going to mention
too.
earlier that we were lied to as children and are still lied to by some people that there's an overpopulation problem.
Yeah,
there's not an overpopulation problem, especially in first world countries, developed countries, like take Japan, for instance, and it's starting to be like that in the United States, where we're not going to have enough people to replace our workforce. And it's going to get even worse.
Yeah. We have like
That's very true.
They break down the races, right? And the Muslims are the ones that are having the most children because they stick to that traditional. Here in America, we're so worried about finances, economy, so people are a little bit more scared to have childcare. I mean, Jude, I'm paying over like close to $2,000 for childcare. Like, you know what I mean? A month, easily. And then add that to all my other expenses. It gets tricky. So what we do is we eroded the whole American dream, have a family, buy a house. Most of us won't own a house, right? Most of these kids growing up nowadays, it's not political. It's more just so like we're in a pivotal point in our life. It's like if I could encourage people to have children, please have children.
Yeah.
Like it's important that we have children.
Okay, you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Nate's looking for a wife and he wants some kids to go with it. So
he needs to pop out a few.
And the first time I was married, we didn't have kids because of those reasons. If those reasons weren't there, we would have had kids, and it would be fine that we're divorced now. We would have been great co-parents.
And that could have. I'll put it this way: I'm very resourceful.
You could always adopt too.
I'm very resourceful, and there hasn't been a situation I haven't really been able to meet financially, especially in my recovery. So go ahead and have them. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Please do, because there's never gonna. I promise you, if you're in that mode and you've really embodied this whole protecting your family, protecting your well-being, you're gonna find a fucking way. I promise you.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's ever gonna stop me.
Yeah.
And I know that once people start
your daughter's hungry, your daughter's crying, you're gonna go find some. You're gonna get.
You're gonna
stuff.
get it.
Yeah. And you know, I've even found myself. There's things that I would never done and wouldn't do, like, you know, I want to work, I don't want food stamps, or I don't want to go to the food bank, or I don't want to go do all these things, or I don't want to go to the church and ask for help. And I've actually had to do some of those things, and it's there for people that need it. And you know
absolutely.
what? I was embarrassed or whatever, but and I never do that stuff. But like once it came to my daughter and my situation or kid, I went and like I don't care, like that went right away. Like, yes, I need some help.
Yeah, the beautiful thing about this, right? Because not to get we can say anything on here, right?
Oh yeah,
like political, like like I have so many people.
You're good.
Yeah, like for me, it's like. I've had experiences where like I'm a Republican, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, but the people like, oh, I'm horrible. I love everybody. I've never. It has nothing to do with any of that. What I choose to think about life and my conservative values. Like, I want a life with a family. I want to believe in Jesus. I want to believe in these spiritual walks. I don't. Those are the things that I like. And it's just like an important factor. Is just like when people find that out about me, and I'm just like. That doesn't change anything. Not for me. You can be whatever you want. You can be Democrat, independent. It does not matter to me. That's not important. Never will that trump how I treat another person.
You're an American.
Exactly.
I'm an American.
And we have so much in common.
It doesn't matter what you are. We're Americans. That's what you have to remember first, is that we are a big family. We're all in this together. The mayor yesterday, she said, that was so cool. I wrote it down somewhere, but she said, on this planet Earth, the spaceship of planet Earth, we're all crew.
Yeah.
Not passengers.
We're not passengers. We're crew. Yeah, thank you, Nate. We're not passengers. Thank you. We're not passengers on this ball, this spaceship. We're a crew.
It's a team,
Yeah.
And I think the one thing that is important about all this is just coming together. No matter what differences you have, it should never do I, when I'm in a serious situation, if someone's in a life-threatening situation, do I stop and go, hey, are you a Republican or a Democrat?
Shit.
Before I help you.
Our houses are burning down.
No, that's not how that works.
Yeah, it's
right?
not.
So never will I allow something as silly as that to ever interfere on my human connection with another person, because when it's all said and done, when you're before your creator, whatever you believe in, when you're at that moral point in your life and you got to go, where do you want to be in life? Like, that's the most important thing. I want to be comfortable saying that I treated everybody exactly how I knew at that moment was the right thing to do, because there's been times where I didn't live like that. Yeah. There's been times where I've hurt a lot of people. And for me, the person that I want to be and express and connect today, never. If I know that you don't like me for whatever I believe, I will never share those things around you. It's not a point of because because I don't want to disrespect you.
Yeah. Same here.
There's just this. I want to bridge the gap for this, because the most important thing is when we stop talking, that's when crazy shit happens.
Yep.
You know, when we stop bridging the gap and connection and like understand that we all have differences. We all have differences. The most important thing to do is understand that we're all in this together. Yeah, and there's never going to be a situation where what I do isn't going to affect you until you embody that. Like, what I do is going to affect you, and you start living from this pivotal point. You'll watch your life change insurmountably. The biasness I have towards you doesn't gain you anything, nor gain me. It only causes separation. And yes, that's one of those perfect worlds, but you know, you can live that way. I have my best friend thinks exactly opposite of me, and we just joke around about it. But today, this atmosphere is we got to cut each other's throats. That's not what, you know.
We need more people like you and your friend.
Yeah, you know what? Tupac said this once back in the day. He said every man and woman should have to trade places at some point. And you know what I mean? I think that everybody should be assigned a black friend, a white friend, a Mexican friend, an Asian friend.
Get some culture in you.
Yeah, everybody should have to experience that, to have a friend. I'm saying if they were racist or if they had any issue, this and that, they should immediately be assigned to something like that, or have to trade a role in something to see what it's like to live like that, so they can shut their mouth and stop talking shit about these people over here that don't have control over how they're living. I mean, they might, but they really don't if you get into it.
There's
deep.
a lot to it.
Yeah, there's a lot more to it. And
I what role models you had, and
I had this conversation with this older lady, and she was 62.
I'm gonna go water a tree real quick, gentlemen.
She was 62 years old, right? And it was a business conversation. It was an interview, and I was like, it basically turned into this. It's like she started telling me about the past, and she's like, "Man, they really taught us to be prejudiced." And I thought about, oh my God, like you poor bastards never had a chance. Like, imagine, and I think about, and I put that in the reference of everything that I've ever learned. Yeah, I'm like, oh my God. Like, duh, like it's all about what we have learned, what we were taught, what we were passed down.
People who you're around.
Oh, it's so important. The old quotes is just like, you show me your friends, I'll show you your future. Yeah. Right. And I never understood that. I'm like, why are you talking shit about my friends? I was like, because your friends are shit. It's so important. And I was that shitty friend for a very long time. And I think the most important thing we need for me in my spiritual walk is what I need to get back to is like, this connection is so important with people, with the way I treat my wife, right? The way I treat
you don't agree with.
Yeah, that's the most important part. Yeah, it's easy. It's easy street to treat people you like good. Yeah. Well, what's the fucking virtue in that? Yeah. When it starts getting tough is when you start treating the people you don't like. How are you treating them? That's when virtue steps in. Is it virtuous? Are you just being an asshole? Are you only treating people right based off whether you like them or not? They're easy to deal with. But what are you doing when those difficult people show up? Yeah. Like where are those spiritual? That's when you start realizing you're walking the spiritual path and you're driven by the Spirit and the light and the sunshine and God and all these things, right? You start realizing, how am I showing up for when those difficult people show up? Am I showing them grace? Am I showing them compassion? Am I showing them love? Right?
And then once you do, you get even more back from those experiences when you show those people love. Like right? Practicing radical forgiveness.
So to recap is, it's easy to treat the people you like very good, but not when the difficult person comes in. How are you treating them?
I'm going after people the opposite nowadays. Yeah. Well, I mean, I always have. Even in school, like the kid over there that had grungy clothes, or his parents were poor or whatever. I noticed there were from the gate, from a child. I'm like, school sucked, dude. I went and I'm just sitting next to that kid. I made friends with those kids, and then I'd see other people catch on. So you can actually ignite that in other people. Mm-hmm. You can go into a crowd and you can be the first one to be brave and go sit next to that fat girl that's sitting over there and seriously start loving on her, being her friend and going places with her.
Fat chicks need love too.
And being friends with her in front of everybody. And before you know it, you start something. It's like, hey, you guys were leaving her out. You were talking shit. Shame on all you you pretty girls over there.
Or even more so, people with disabilities.
Disability, all of it. Just be loving to everybody, not just...
I'm sorry, I don't know the politically correct
when
term
it's convenient
nowadays.
for you. Yeah.
When it's convenient for you.
That's easy street.
Yeah, it's easy street for sure.
I like you, so I'm going to treat you good. Like we were saying, where the fuck is the virtue in that?
Treat everybody good.
And especially if these different people are your children, it's not fair to teach the ones you like, you know, a little more, the ones that are easier to deal with.
Yeah.
You don't treat those kids better than you need to put more attention into the ones who are giving you problems.
Totally.
Yeah.
I teach my daughter this all the time. And you know what? We were trick-or-treating. And there's this cute girl with Down syndrome. And we walked up to their house and she knew her. And she was like, she's my best friend and this and that. And at school, the teachers told me that. And I'm like, I made a big deal of it to talk to Ocean about it. And I'm like, I am so proud of you, Ocean. So now she does it even more, and she just makes friends with anyone.
Yeah, that just you saying that brought up emotional in me is because that's such a beautiful thing, you know, being able to give water to something like your child, like you're growing a plant, like she's growing, and and the values you place into her are going to be spread out into the world. I remember seeing this meme where there was a tongue filtering out of an adult's head into a child's head, and it was spewing out negativity, hurt, and the whole premise was like what we feed and water to our children are going to transmute into the world, to the people around you. And I'm just like, oh man. And I failed so miserably with my first daughter because me and my first wife, it wasn't a good time. We never saw eye to eye. There was a lot of abuse. Don't get me wrong, I was the asshole through most of it, but we had our fair share of, she wouldn't let me be around my daughter. So it wasn't entirely my fault. It takes two to tango always. Yeah. So I felt like a failure in such a big way with my first daughter. But then, I get my second daughter in my life. And it's just like the
second chance kind of.
Oh, and it hurts me so bad because and I try not to take a morbid reflection view on it, but it hurts me at times where I'm like I miss this with my first daughter, and I get emotional and I share tears of that because I just know how special it is with my 2-year-old right now, and how much my heart just fills when I'm with her, hold her, and just play with her, and I miss that with my first daughter. And it wasn't entirely my fault, but it also was my fault. So dealing with that, that's a realization I'm coming to right now in my recovery, and I'm trying to transmute that energy. I'm trying to embrace the suck behind it. And sometimes it sucks, sometimes those hard things just like, okay.
And I believe firmly,
I embrace the suck
with kids. I believe firmly raising kids that, and this is something I've applied to being a father from what maybe I lacked, is I believe firmly in compliments as well as complaints. Now there's, you did this wrong, or why are you doing that, or whatever, the complaints. But the compliments are just as important. So when they do something right, you go, that, because there's two opposites. There's the misbehavior and the good behavior, and you go, that misbehavior is not okay, but this good behavior that you just did, hey, and get intense about it too. The compliments have to outweigh the complaints. They do.
Celebrate.
Yeah. You have to, you're teaching, you're leading, you're guiding. And when you do that, you go, good job, and this is why you did a good job, and this is the results of it, and now we get to go to the park right now, or now we get to go take you to go do this. I'm going to take you and treat you to something because I'm so proud of you for doing that. And they remember that, they really do. And
you
then
celebrate those things about them. It makes them want to do more.
They also hear your criticism more when you give them. It
strikes on a soulful level. Yeah. It's when we go back to the 4 agreements, it talks about that kind of concept with the black musician and the white the white magic and the black magic. It's like, your words are so powerful to where you could either speak life into somebody or you can speak death into somebody. And every time I look back at all this stuff that was done to me, and I'm like, oh my God, that's my dad's voice. That's my mom's voice. My stepmom was not that great. I don't like to dig into, because she listens to a lot of the stuff I put out there, and, we've had conversations, we've forgiven and all that, but there was a clear cut, like, oh, this is what was going on. When you get told you're a piece of shit and all these things, and you get the beat on you, the hitting, and then the lying to my dad, hit me too when they come. It was just I was in a constant state of fear, right? And they did the best they could. Yeah. Right. That was the reality. But now it's just like, okay, am I going to speak life into my child, or I'm going to speak death into my child?
And it's literally vibrations coming out of your mouth from your vocal cords, vibrating the molecules around you in the air. So you're putting that out into the universe.
They did that, the same what you said. They did that with the water, where they saw the patterns of frequency of somebody speaking into a petri dish of water and positive stuff, and the formations were different. Yeah. When it was chaos and negativity, it was all ratchet and everywhere. Randomized. It was randomized and almost ugly, right? But then when you spoke life into it, the patterns were beautiful, like almost sacred geometry. In a sense, it's just like, okay, so
something's going on here that is intrinsic in our existence, but also we have more power.
Plants
than we
even
think.
Plants even grow differently
and have feelings. Oh yeah, and can communicate. Apparently, like there's a whole 100-year science behind.
You ever see that post or that video of that guy, and he's playing a flute or something like that, an instrument, and he's playing it with like love or something, but he's in like the rainforest or something, and he starts to play the instrument, and you can see all the leaves start to do this and all this stuff. It's real. It's not like AI. It's not AI. And I forget if he's in the rainforest or what part of the world he's in, but it's the forest comes alive, and he's with the flute, and he's in his mouth too. He's going, with like a love vibration, and you could see it, and he stops, and you see the fucking leaves in the forest kind of just like, calm back down.
Well, and like Einstein proved all matter is energy and vice versa. So even everything has a vibration to it, even rocks. So it's
and the mushrooms and all the fungus and stuff. That stuff is a trip.
The way it communicates through oh my Lord, it's like a
trip.
It's so interesting to see the patterns in life and see the patterns in how things are interconnected. And once you start realizing how connected we are, you start developing this less personal view of yourself to where you can stop isolating yourself as much. It's not like I haven't reached a state of nirvana, right? I'm never going to be that guy that sits under the Bodhi tree.
You're probably less afraid of death.
I could imagine.
Oh yeah. I believe more in all religions. I believe the most into the Native American Indian way.
Yeah, the Great Spirit.
Yeah, the Great Spirit. No, God and Jesus Christ. I believe in Jesus Christ. And, but the Great Spirit, and that, just like how all things are connected, and just, their way, my dad's that way. We're not hunters. We don't go poaching or killing something unless we're going to eat it. Yeah. And they utilized everything from the skin and the leather, the sinew to make their clothes, and they would that even their friends, they have spirit animals, they respect their brother, the animal that they killed, like they give thanks to their brother or whatever, and then take the horns and become that animal becomes a part of them.
Imagine incorporating that.
It's respect.
It's so crazy. Like imagine, I didn't respect anything. I didn't even respect myself. Like you can. It's hard to operate and give something that you're not really harnessing yourself. Yeah. I'm not saying it's impossible. What I'm saying is it gets tricky when I start trying to respect others if I don't respect myself. It gets tricky when I try to love myself. I don't think that one has to come before another, because there's been a lot of lot of times where I've been pulled out of the darkness by a lot of other people's love, and they love me until I learn to love myself, for sure. So one doesn't come before another, but I think it becomes very challenging if you start trying to like be respectful and you're not respectful to yourself. It all starts from the focal point of self. Once you can stop putting the spotlight on other people and put it inside, and you start learning about you, and oh my God,
that's the best way to change others is change yourself.
I've always fed everybody and ate last, or like make sure everybody's eating first before I eat.
Yeah, that's important.
And lately, I do that with everybody, not just my kids or my family, but I'll make sure, like, if I know somebody's hungry, so now I'm like,
well,
I'll go and feed myself.
To go hungry.
Well, I go feed myself lately, and I'm like, man, the other day I went to the Briar Patch and got some really good food and like felt good, and I was like, I just knew my body needed to eat some food before I went and dealt with all this other stuff, and I did. And then you treat yourself good. Feed yourself good. Be good to yourself. Fill your body with all those good things, because then you're going to have the energy to go and do more, to go and feed other people, continue on. You got to love yourself. You got to take good care of yourself so that you can, if you're one of those people like me wanting to take care of other people, then you can continue to take care of other people. You can't take care of all these people on an empty stomach, or not loving yourself, or going and getting some love, some peace and quiet for yourself. Whatever you need to do to love yourself so that you can continue. Yeah, it all goes in hand.
The funny thing is, I'm glad you brought that up, because it was during the article that they did for the FD recovery, the headline was something I said, and I've never said it before that. And it came out during the interview, and I said, when people come to you with their problems, you are blessed, right? And they're like, well, what do you mean about that? And I said, well, shit, it kind of came out of nowhere.
I just know it's true, guys.
No, but I'm like, but my the thought process behind it is like, well, yeah, that means people trust your judgment. Yeah. That means that you've gotten to a point in your recovery and in your life where you're trustworthy. Because imagine the darkness someone's going through and they trust you with that. That is honorable.
Thing. Yeah.
Like, that's humbling. If you come to me with a serious problem, it's not about like, yeah, I'm the motherfucking man. You got to deal with that ego check always. But it's like, if you choose to be like humbled by it and go, oh, wow, this is because your life is connected to other people's lives. You got children, family. What I do for you is going to have an effect and ripple in this world, right? So it's very important that you're like, oh my God, you came to me for this, and like, people only came to me for drugs in the past, right? Or if they were, or if they needed something violent done, we go do some mischief, right? But never did somebody go, hey man, I have so much turmoil in me and around me, I need help. And that was just so cool, and it's so humbling to be like, people coming to you with their problems, you're blessed, right? And I never said it out loud before that, and then she used that, and I didn't think she was going to use that. She used that as a headline, and I'm like, whoa, dude. I was like, that's kind of cool, because I never said it before it, even though I have that mentality of like, man, we're really blessed to be able to be the one. Because what does that mean? You're helping others. That means you have helped yourself. You put your oxygen mask on first, because you cannot help anybody until you help you.
And right? For example, when I first, like I said earlier in this episode, when I first was in Project Heart and you shared, once you did that, dude, I trusted you. I did. You were one of the first guys in there that I trusted and was like, damn, And I remember used to see you at Robinson's when you worked there, but I didn't know you, and I didn't go to Project Hearts probably like the year before, but Tyler worked there around the time, and I always picked up this energy like, I bet you that Frank guy doesn't like Tyler. I bet you Tyler's hell of annoying at work, and he probably doesn't like Tyler.
Yeah, but funny you mentioned that. It was actually quite the opposite.
Oh no, I know. I found out later.
He told
you guys
me,
were like sober bros and this and that.
He said, I didn't like you when I first met you. I said, well, a lot of people don't. Let's be completely honest. For some reason, that's been a common thing in my life.
But I didn't know you, and then when I went into Project Heart and you were there and you opened up, I was like, dude, that was deep. That was so deep, bro. You were well spoken about it, and it hit me hard. And then I think that week after I shared.
Yeah.
And I had other guys coming up to me like, because I kept my head down to you guys, and I teared up, but I did it. And then other guys came up to me, and it's like, we got to open up and share. Yeah. Every one of us has a gift. Like, you know, you have a gift, I have a gift, he has a gift. Like me and Nate, we make this podcast work. He's got so many different gifts that I don't have that he has.
He can work this damn thing I couldn't figure out.
And I've got other gifts.
That's impressive.
Yeah. But these gifts that I talk about, they may be your gift, but they're not just your gift. They're your gift to give. It's like, this is your gift to in life.
That's
why they call it
God acting.
Gift. What do you do with gifts?
Yeah, you give
them, right? That's. I'm so glad you brought that up. And going back to the Tyler thing, I don't want to leave that unfulfilled because he came up to me and it was just a pivotal point in our relationship. I already had hired him, you know what I mean, and a little bit before, or no, it was right before I hired him, and he was just like, you know, I didn't like you. I said, sure. I mean, I didn't fully like you either. Since you didn't like me, you know, I didn't hate you or anything. Absolutely not. It's just like, I know when people don't like me, it's just like, I'm not going to judge you for it, but like, I'm not going to go where I'm not welcome.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's just, I'm just going to respect people's where they're at.
Kind of like the blocking thing that I do. Yeah.
So the thing is like, to this day, he comes in and, you know, none of that even exists. You know, we just shoot the shit, laugh, and he tells me his problems, you know, ask for advice and vice versa. And it's just like once you can get past that noise, you start realizing the gifts that are on the other end. It's just like, the fear, everything you want is on the other side of fear. Oh, and it doesn't even matter what you think. You think anger is not fear? It is. Yeah. It's an expression of your fear. Like all these things you're dealing with is just a form of fear. So everything you love, whether it's no matter how you're expressing it, no matter what head trip you're doing, it's going to be on the other side of your fear, right? So that I urge you, whoever's listening right now, please, if you're in a state of fear, you got to reach out to people and do those things that you necessarily think is lame.
Yeah, and
like
don't
I
judge.
thought it was lame to do all this stuff.
Totally, it's not. And don't judge books by their cover either. Like there was this one person not that long ago that was just for years in this town, just like, you know, F that person, you know, that prick or whatever. And then just recently I met the person, and this person does not have a real smiley face. It's a stern, kind of like robotic face, but and doesn't have a real like, hey guys type of voice. But when I met this person, and they're kind of a little slower, not slow meaning like mental slow, but like heavier weight, getting around slower. But once I said something nice, I didn't want to, and I was just like, I said something nice, kind of choked on my words, and I'm glad I did it, because then he said something back to me. And I talked to him about some stuff, and I found out he was a 49er fan, and we started talking about that because of my hat, and we had to talk about the team and how they're looking. And then as I'm talking to him, I'm realizing this dude doesn't smile. He doesn't. It's not like he means to or doesn't know how to or whatever the case may be. It
might make him uncomfortable.
And I've been judging this person forever.
He could have fucked up teeth. Who knows?
Yeah,
you know?
totally.
I've been judging this person or thinking he's an asshole forever, just like fucking. You know, and he probably felt that energy for me, so he's probably never
got his guard up.
Yep,
because you got your guard up, and everybody's guarded, and nobody can see.
Now
past
I wave to him when we see each other in town or whatever, and it's like, whoa! I had to check myself or give people a chance. Just give people a chance. That's one of my favorite
things is to make friends with those curmudgeon-y guys.
Or how about this? For example, if there is a jerk out there, you can approach people without being a jerk. You can go up and say, "Hey, man, you know, did I do something to you wrong? You know, I kind of wanted to say this. Like, do we have problems? Or you know, what's the deal?
How can we change this?
Yeah, communicate it. Say it. Don't think it in your head. My ex would talk all this shit about my other ex. And I'm like, why are you telling me this? Why are you saying? Why don't you go tell her what you're saying?
Yeah.
Everybody does that to me. They do. They trust me. They come to me. It's like, okay, brother, you're telling me this right now. I think what you should do is go cool, calm, and collectively, politely go and approach this person and have this conversation with them. Not me, bro. You know? But
yeah, it's important, right? That whole, because sometimes people are just trying to work things out in real time. When they use people, I realize it's like, oh, this person's just trying to figure it out. Like I'm just gonna be that soundboard. Obviously, I'm gonna make sure it doesn't put me down in a weird spot, because that could be the case. Some people just like to, just talk about themselves, make sure they hear their mouth move. There's plenty of that going around. But I think for me, it was just like that pivotal point of when we're talking about relationships and taking the biased views out of it and judging a book by its cover. It's just like, what I'm going to do to myself, I'm probably going to do to somebody else. So if I'm constantly judging myself, I'm going to constantly judge people around me, because it's just a perfect reflection of what your inner work's going on inside. If I'm going to not give Ryan a chance, I'm not going to give Nate a chance, I'm not going to give these people in my life a chance based off all the shit I got going on in me, then what am I doing? I'm not even acknowledging their personality, not even acknowledging who they are. I'm built up this reality in my head that's just me. Because until I can take the step forward past that point and go, and there's nothing wrong with being wrong. I had it wrong. There's no big, like I do that all the time. Oh, this person's not even an asshole. I was the asshole. That's how that works, right? Those aha moments. It's just,
you judged them.
But there's also times where your calculations are correct.
And they are. And you know what? I'm sorry, but there's sometimes you've got to just say, hey, you're a punk. You're a straight up punk. No, you hear me? You're a punk, dude. And you're a punk. And ain't nobody else telling you that, but I'm telling you that today, right now. You're a punk. You're a disrespectful punk. I don't like you. And you know what? Keep it up. But some people need to have a lion roar at them. And it's not a good thing. But so discipline. There's discipline when you're a father, right? You're teaching. We're not only teaching children, because some adults act like children. And some
do it all the time.
And
some need to be held some need to be held accountable, reminded, or held accountable. You could do it in a loving, sweet way. I'm finding that you want to approach people. There's different types of walks of life. There's different people, like getting people on this podcast, right? There's the brother I can call. Yeah, that'd be dope. Like, what are you thinking? What works for you? And then there's the people that are like, blah, blah, blah. And I'll just say it, like Clayton. I'm on his ass, and like he didn't call me back. And like as soon as he said he was going to, I'm on him. I call you, and then I had to let him know. Call them to say this, say that. Like prep them up.
Come on, Clayton. I don't know who you are, but come on.
Let them know that court is on the 19th, this coming Friday. Get the hell over here. All right, you love me, then you do this for me. You give me an hour of your time. But then there's the people.
We're busy tomorrow.
And then, we're going to a 49er game tomorrow.
I know, I heard, yeah.
Thank you.
The back and forth was hilarious to do that. I was like, wait. I even thought, I'm like, wait, today's Thursday.
Oh, my God. So, Frank, that was embarrassing. But Frank, because I had the days mixed up, but he was so nice to me about it. He messed with me back and made me think and use my head. And I went, wait a minute, what? And I looked in it, he's like, today's Thursday, bro. Tomorrow's Friday. And I'm like, see you tomorrow, man, at 8:30. And then I was like, oh, shit. And then I thought, and originally I thought it was Sunday. So he's reaching out to say, I'll see you then. And I'm reaching back to him going, I'm going to have to cancel it because Sunday's our 49ers game. And he's like, so we're not on for Saturday morning then. I'm like, oh. Duh.
I was like, let me reframe
You were nice
this.
to me about all of it.
I was like, I think he thinks, because I don't want to be presumptuous, right? Because you could be like,
you dumbass. We don't know each other well enough yet for you to say, you dumbass, Dodie.
It was like this, because if you have something planned on Sunday, I don't want to assume that you're not going to also like leave Saturday, make a whole event. I had no clue, so I'm like, just so we Saturday.
If you didn't do that, I would have been.
I would have been
because I don't want to be living off assumptions, right? So that's why I'm like, okay, so let's revisit this Saturday, 8:30 a.m.
I think that's my favorite one too. That's for agreement, by the way. Don't make assumptions.
This is so crucial.
That's a good one.
Because he could have, I can assume he needs a Saturday, Sunday. So I want to like leave room, say, okay, I don't want to assume you don't remember the time, but it seems like you thought it was Sunday, and now you think tomorrow's Saturday when it's actually Thursday, so tomorrow's Friday.
And this is important for planning for the holidays.
So listen, I've been watching people like you and Dave, and I just all of a sudden became somebody. So I'm going to go into Staples and I'm going to go get one of those calendar books with the day with all that for my guest, because look at all this scratchy stuff I got, brother.
I love it.
Yeah, and so I'm going to get one of those.
The passion, man. I appreciate this passion that you have for this. It's like, I'm noticing it. I mean, you already got what? 8 or 9 episodes out?
15. You'll be 15.
Oh, I'll be 15.
Yeah.
Okay, shit. Yeah. Last time I looked, I think I was at 11 maybe, but you've been kind of populating
Brody,
them up pretty
I think,
good.
was 11. Nathan Lopez was 12, and then the mayor was 13. Or no, I got that wrong, because the mayor was 14.
Mm-hmm. It was close to something like that.
Anyhow.
Okay.
Yeah,
all
man,
blending
definitely.
together.
You're right. I am, and I'm learning how to take compliments too, because I've always been the kid that hated people singing me "Happy Birthday" like at round table.
How dare you guys?
There, I'll start, and I'm just like, ooh, I get mad. I'm like, stop looking at me.
Yeah.
But anyways, shit. What was I just gonna say?
So you guys had the mayor on here.
Yeah, that was great.
Wow.
She was cool to talk to.
That is awesome.
And I am. That's my point. Is I am passionate about this.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. I'm very. It's like, this has given me a purpose, and the way that it's coming together, the universe is just blessing me. Like God's just been blessing me, like putting it in my lap. Like at the Project Heart Christmas party, I've got all the sheriffs and judges. People are sitting around. I didn't even plan to sit next to them, but it was so cool that I did. And then this woman sits down next to me, and it's the lady of the Union newspaper who we're going to have on. And she's going to put us out on her stuff. And
Is it Marianne?
I have her card. I'm actually going to reach out to her today. But just it's all like the mayor reached out to us. We didn't even we didn't even reach out to.
You should have her on your podcast.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
She's in recovery.
Yeah.
Oh, she's in recovery.
Yeah.
7 years, I believe.
That's crazy. Hell
3.
yeah.
3 years.
3?
Yeah.
She was very cool. But all this stuff that I'm doing, it's not going to work with how we're doing it, brother Frank. Like positivity, love, help, being there for people, all this stuff. I mean, I get more compliments for the way I'm doing it that way than anything funny, like having Big Daddy on. That's funny. You know what I mean? Those guys, Tyler, those guys are funny. And we're going to have a lot of funny stuff. Like I said, we're going to do a P. Diddy roast on here.
Yeah.
Just to lighten it up and make it fun for everybody. I'm going to do a rest in peace episode, I think tonight. And look at this, bro. Like, we got 1, 2, 3 pages
of an Excel
deceased
sheet printed out.
And most of these folks are from drugs, alcohol accidents, like young deaths. It's really sad.
Yeah, man. It brings.
So I'm going to apply this rest in peace episode into everything we're doing, brother, and make it make sense. Like Jason Pinedo, rest in peace. He just died from fentanyl, and that it's just.
Oh, and we also want to have that woman who's involved with the fentanyl awareness.
Oh, I'm happy. Yeah, Nathan Lopez.
my older brother
me up
died
with
from a fentanyl overdose.
I'm sorry, man.
My older brother, friends, people I've known through Project Heart. I mean, it's just, there's nothing worse than, sitting with your mother, and watching the pain.
Let's round up. This is my problem. We're sitting here talking, like all of us out here, we the people, right? Let's round up the troops and let's go kill all the pedophiles and let's go into the plate. No, I'm serious. Let's go fly the soldiers and the troops wherever this fentanyl is being made, and let's go and fucking shut it down. Quit making this stuff.
Well, that's what they're doing now. I mean,
Quit
they're
making
blowing
this
up boats.
crap.
In the wrong area of the world.
Yeah,
They're what?
They're blowing up Venezuelan boats, even though
Good.
they don't have anything
You
to
want
do
to
with
make
the
that
fentanyl
crap
trade.
and you want to pump that into our country? We're coming after you.
Well, they're not. That's the problem.
Well, we're not, and I just said round up the troops. No, this is probably the first episode where I'm pissed off in it.
Yeah.
Because it's like common sense, dude.
Yeah.
Like, quit making all this stuff. We don't care about there's other ways for you sick fucks to make money.
Yeah.
Well,
the tricky
wherever
thing
it's
about
being
it,
made, let's go and get rid of them.
That's the
Ryan and I
problem
slightly
is-
disagree on capital punishment.
Well, I mean, some of the things I don't really mean. I'm just very protective and concerned.
Yeah.
I get it.
I'm very protective
the
and
thing
concerned.
is like when you're dealing with these third world countries, right? It's not like here, right? They don't have opportunities. They don't have the access to stuff we have. So it's just a different atmosphere there. And then you got the cartels and different things that really run the whole. You you almost like, don't get me wrong, you have choice, but a lot of these people have a unique disposition in life to where they don't really have a lot of other cultures and mindsets to kind of really buy into. And then when, you're dealing with things like gangs and stuff and cartels, like some people don't have fathers, don't have families that they can rely on. They're living in poverty.
But when it comes to your brother dead and our kids may be dying and this and that's dying, that's where I go, stop talking to me, everybody, right now. I don't want to hear another word. I want action.
No, I totally
not you. Like
no.
But like I'm done hearing all this
from
crap
our leader.
out here.
You want action from our leaders.
Yeah. Well, I'll go do it myself. You secure my freedom. You secure my freedom and give me the tools or whatever, the gear and all the stuff and a crew and a team, and I'll go do it my damn self.
SEAL Team 6.
I'm dead serious.
SEAL Team,
I grew up doing that
Doty.
stuff in my
SEAL Team Doty.
I grew up doing that stuff in my we practiced with paintball wars out here, and like me and my brother and my dad. My dad quit because he wouldn't wear the right gear. So I bruised him up good.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting
funny.
with the border basically shut down. That's the only way I know of that they really get fentanyl into the United States.
Well, they're just so tricky. They've created like
all these tunnels.
Tunnels.
And they've been in power for so long in that area and paid off. It goes.
So it's a lot easier to get the drugs over.
They're
than
like,
people.
you stopped the border.
Yeah,
we still got other.
You're heard of an airplane
carrying it in dead bodies or whatever.
Yeah.
Like they do it.
They'll do anything they can do.
They'll stop people that are everyday citizens and force them. Hey, this is your family.
Yeah,
we have pictures of your family. You're going to do this.
They'll
They'll
cut open women's breasts and put stuff it in breast jobs and stuff.
Yeah, they're the wickedness that we're kind of facing, and a lot of people just don't like. That's how it's happening. There's evil begetting evil, right? Like the struggles we're dealing with as addicts. Well, that stuff gets here in an evil way too. So the whole premise behind it is just kind of like, it's tough.
The type of evil is greed. They just want more money than they can ever think of,
and they don't care what happens to anybody else. And why would they? They're not. They're those Sackler families. They're those big families forever that don't. It's all embedded in their genes. They're evil. They do evil stuff, and their empire.
Well, it's really China and Mexico. We need to get the fentanyl stuff dealt with, and I think Brody made a good point. It's like, once we get rid of fentanyl, we'll figure out something else. Because no, it wasn't Brody. It was Nathan. We're just talking about mental health is the real issue. So we need to figure out the mental health thing first.
No, that's very, very important.
It's so hard,
and that's the boots on the ground. I mean, that's the stuff that we're doing right now with Project Heart and NAAA and all these things that we're involved in. Right, we talk about that needing, be the change you want to see in the world.
Yeah,
right.
Totally.
Be that change, right? Because what happens is you start, like you said, that whole permission thing. By speaking up and being the shining light, right? The lighthouse in the night the lighthouse on the ocean.
Yeah.
Right. And being that beacon, you can start giving people that permission to be like, hey, maybe I can do that too. Maybe I can speak up. Maybe I can speak my mind. And then just like, because you never know what you're going to do and how you're going to help someone. You can say something and it can click for someone. And that's the most important thing. That's why I tell people, share if you need to share, because you never know who you're going to help. Like I put it like this: don't be selfish. Because what you perceive as your whole ego trip of like, oh, I'm going to isolate. Oh, nothing I have to say is important. Like, shut the fuck up. You could actually help somebody. You never know, even as stupid as you think it sounds, you never know. You might touch someone's heart that's going through the same exact thing. It might not click for everybody, but it might click for that one person.
Totally.
That's why it's so important.
That might be a little kid that you help. It's not just another peer necessarily.
Yeah, and what you just said, Frank, I want you to help me with this, and I know you'll agree. It's good. So on our podcast, I want to incorporate this, and I already had this plan. But when we're in Project Heart, you know how you know how you touched me with when you spoke about some stuff one time, a lot. I go in there and those guys will tell stuff, and it's just like you go home. So you got a message, and we get blessed with a message, and we get to go home with all these, a bunch of them. We get filled up at Project Heart with all this inspiration, good messages, good help, good idea, like, and so, anyways, we're fortunate to get to hear those. When not everybody else is hearing those after they get off work. They're not in Project Heart. They're not recovering addicts like we are or whatnot. But I want to incorporate this into the podcast. I want to see, between you and me, we'll bring it up Thursday and be like, you know, any recovering addicts that want to come on this podcast and tell their stories and give their story so that people out there, listeners, can listen, get the good meat that we get in Project Heart. I want to add that in. Like, so, you know, first of all, you coming on is perfect. I mean, there's the start to it. And then maybe some of these guys want to come on the podcast or your podcast and share a good message for people. I encourage that. So, like, we'll have to start.
The good thing about this is you created a conversation platform. It's beautiful because like my podcast has a little bit of constraints, and then I see this and I go, oh, this is beautiful because you created kind of not necessarily anything goes, but we can talk about anything, right?
Because we're human and there's human things and everything is it's all involved. We can't leave nothing out or
and I think the
out.
mission statement you guys have is spot on. You know, you want to be about this county, the recovery in it, you know, the people in it. You want to hear stories. You want to hear the connections about it.
History.
Right? Exactly. You're talking about history. You're talking about you know, roasting Diddy, creating something that everybody could be a part of, right? And I think your mission statement is spot on. You know?
Because we're all humans and we all have a little bit of everything. It's like you gotta lighten up. So, like, it can't always be serious. It can't always be recovery. No, we're going to go to the lake today. No, we're not drinking beer at the lake, but we're still going to go to the lake today and have new fun.
Go fishing.
Fishing, whatever, But, yeah, man.
No, it's awesome. I'm excited. And
thank you for saying that, man. That means a lot.
Better than I thought it would.
And I like yours, though. So we'll have to go on his.
Yeah, we'll intermingle. I got.
Do you do any video?
You know what? That's going to be the next step. As of now, just, you know, I know how to possibly get them connected because I'm getting used to all this technology stuff. But
I think this is more intimate. People getting to drive in their car. And they're not focusing on like, you know, you're not going to crash watching our show.
I think the clipping is probably the most important thing. That probably the video. Yeah. One thing I want to create is the video, not necessarily for video's sake, but do a clip and then throw it on. You know, like you say some
like a little minute
shit.
clips.
Yeah, you say some badass shit. They're like, oh, that needs to be clipped and put out there for promotion.
Yeah, yes, totally. He has a setup like that.
Yeah. We have a little.
Well, if you get it dialed in, let you know. Please let me know.
He can actually specifically
figure it out together.
I mean, no. This is me. This is the type of role that I play in life. Like, I just watched it just happen just now. So it's real simple. He just said, when you let me know this and that, we already know. Yeah. Right over there in that room over at his house. So you can walk over afterwards and he can show you this is really cool and you can apply it to yours. And it takes the podcast and breaks it down into things like you just said, and it'll have a little AI. It'll have a little thing that says it, and then the voice thing to it too.
It'll like
and
read
then
out the
little
words.
Clips because you know, like, people's attention span, like 30 seconds to a minute, you know, 45 seconds. So he has that. So he could totally show you today.
Yeah, because I've been trying to, you know.
I think that would go great with your podcast more than even ours.
Yeah,
because you do have amazing messages. And that's, like you were explaining, people might not watch a 2-minute or a 3-minute thing. They're clicking on stuff. They're swipers.
Yeah.
They catch you for that, and they look at the seconds even down at the bottom. They're like, okay, I'll watch Frank for 30 more seconds. You know?
Yeah. My time is precious. I need to watch my dick and fart jokes.
Yeah. So
there's nothing wrong with that. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
My wife,
everyone needs them.
My wife gets on my helmet sometimes when I'm on my phone, and I'll do a good job and not be on it. As soon as I get on there, she's like, "Oh, you're just gonna be on your phone."
Yeah.
I'm like, I've been on there for 30 seconds. Like,
you're like, do you want to see my screen time? stats. Come on.
Oh my God.
That's one thing I'm proud of. I'm better at screen time than my freaking elderly parents.
Yeah, oh, wow.
It's like, how did that happen?
Hey, and you know, one thing I want to comment, it just popped into my head. So when you get sober, and I'm going to share this for myself. This happened to me. So when you get sober, man, I sit out at this house and I'm like, dude, I don't have any fucking friends. Like, these people don't care about me. No one gives a shit about me. I don't have any friends. Like, nobody reaches out to me. I reach out to them. No one reaches out. Now they are with this podcast. But like, nobody reaches out.
Did that come over the speaker?
What was that?
I don't know.
think it was my glasses. They fucking sent me a... Never mind.
Oh, so anyways.
I didn't know if you guys could hear it too.
I heard it. But anyways, what was I just saying?
Sorry, I didn't mean... I totally sidetracked.
No. I think I have baby dementia.
Baby dementia.
But anyways, what?
Give me a second, I'll remember. Yeah, you were just talking about... Shoot.
You're talking about people not reaching out to you.
Oh, so people not reaching out. So, okay, so when you get sober, there's going to be so many changes. And that's one of the biggest parts of you staying sober when you get sober is, look, man, I went through this stage where it was like that. And it was almost like, you know, F this person, F that person. Like, I even call them out. A lot of them like, oh, I blocked a bunch of people. You're not my homie. You do not talk to me. You don't care about me. You don't reach out to me. If I ever want to talk to you, I'm the one reaching out to you. So I'm just like getting all these feelings and this and that. But then I'm starting to realize people, Archie said it, a few people said it. Hey, you're just sober and I'm drinking or whatever. So I haven't really wanted to. Or you find out what's going on with people, but really, you have to create your whole new life with new people in it and everything. I can't have girlfriends that drink or whatever or something like that, and then I end up drinking because of that. Or so like you literally do. And now look at me. I now don't feel that way. Nathaniel's like one of my new best friends.
Fuck yeah.
Frank's one of my new best friends. Dave Mullen's one of my new best friends. My PO is one of my new friends. I'm telling you. It's
Dave's legit, dude.
Yeah.
You get around Dave, man.
I have new friends.
Something in his spirit and something
so I call
he
them
got's
now.
going on.
But
man.
you guys call me back. But they call me back. They check on me. My friends now check on me. And I'm not saying I don't love all you friends out there that don't check on me, this and that. You're busy, you got kids, you got work, you got life. But I have all those things too, right? And I've always reached out. So if I have all these same things that you got in your life, and you know, so it's like...
Well, you're speaking on it, and you're putting it out there. And the ones that love you and appreciate you, they'll hear your message and say...
Well, the main message is...
They'll reach
when
out.
You're I don't want to get too far off in my personal stuff, but when you're sober, like... Take it from me. Now I don't feel so alone. I've created new friends for my new life. Yeah. Not that all my old friends aren't still my friends, but I have to be safe. So you guys got to be safe when you start out and you're getting sober.
Yeah, it's the same with
really
me too.
important.
Like, you're the only one that's reached out to me in the last 2.5 years. I have all these friends, maybe one or two here and there, but I don't have no one reaches out to me.
So maybe that's your superpower. Maybe you need to hone in on that some more, because when you reached out to me and you said what you were doing, and I'm like, I support your vision. How can I help? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all. That's
that simple,
I mean,
right?
it's that
Everybody
simple.
has.
I know what it's like to have a podcast and nobody on and all that stuff. I know what it's like. So for me, it's just like, how am I going to help this fellow creator or whatever we're trying to do? How can I help him on his journey? And and that's just how it goes.
You know what about yours though, bro? Is you don't stop. You don't give up. That's the coolest part about it, is it's consistent. And now it grows, and then before you know it, it turns into something bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
You know how many people
and we
have
are
stopped
stronger
me?
together. So like people listen to yours, they listen to mine, and now, I'm listening to Frank's, I'm listening to this and that. But yeah, man, you don't stop. You're consistent, and your messages are always good.
So when, going back to the podcast aspect, right? People were falling off. Everybody was getting busy. So I was like, okay, how do I create something where I can still do this because I love doing it?
Yeah.
So I created a weekly intention, a spiritual principle and or topic that I choose every single week that I'm going to work on in my recovery. I'm going to go on the podcast, talk about how I relate to the topic that we're choosing, and then I come back, choose a new topic, and then I recap on how that topic beforehand worked in my week and how I utilize this stuff like honesty, kindness, things like that, loyalty. This week's negativity. How am I relating? How am I getting over the negative bias that we were talking about? The judgment, the self-talk where I'm just demoralizing myself, and that ass-kicking machine we're talking about, right? And these are the things that, because I'm on a mission, guys. I have an intention. Like I want to live with an intention today. Because no matter what, like we said, you're on a trajectory. Where's it going? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thank you for that, man. We were talking about roles and jobs and stuff. A lot of people fit the description to go do this job, but they're afraid to do it. And we just got to be brave, guys, and we got to stand up and do these things. Yeah. Because then more people will see, you might be someone that everyone looks up to, and it might just take you to be the one to step up, and then they follow suit. If you're a leader, be a good leader.
And Nate, I want to congratulate on you and your Jamie move that you did over there. I like that. That was a good Jamie move. We're talking about, I'll just be your Jamie, like, Jamie from the Joe Rogan show, and you just kind of, I like that over there.
Oh yeah, this is my Jamie. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my Jamie, aka Nathaniel.
I'm gonna work this.
I told Nate. I said no. You are a gentleman and you are great at this. And I just had to tell him, like I noticed when he's reading script or reading off something, that's when he struggles. When we keep it organic and natural and just have our notes, that's when dude, you should have seen go listen to the Mayor episode. I learned more things about Nate yesterday than I knew about him just being
previous
bros.
Years.
Yeah. I mean, I'm impressed with this guy and you do great. And I don't want him just a Jamie. He adds to this like I add to this together. That's
the one difference I was going to highlight is what you're leading into is that whole, like, Jamie's cool.
Maybe Jamie's holding himself back. Maybe he needs
to
Joe.
You need to let
if this reaches Joe Rogan, you're holding him back.
Yeah, come on, Joe.
Let Jamie and
put him off that internet.
Put the camera on him. We heard
he got some good shit to say.
Barely even know what the dude looks like.
Well, I guess he's a ladies' man.
Yeah. I love that whole podcast. I love what you guys are doing here. I love what I'm doing with my podcast. The whole thing is let's encourage
FD recovery.
F.D.recovery.
And where can they find you? Is that Spotify,
iTunes,
YouTube,
Apple? YouTube. I gotta still connect it to the Facebook, Instagram. It's all.
You gotta connect it to what?
Oh, I got to connect it to Amazon Music too.
And Frank's got really, really powerful, good messages, but you got to check him out too because he's super funny. And he'll make you laugh, feel good, and you'll get a good message from it.
Yeah. That's the goal.
How long have you been doing it?
A little over a year and a half, maybe more. It just kind of took off. I don't have a whole bunch of followers, a whole bunch of this, a whole bunch of that, but the things that I get back when somebody stops me and says, "Hey man, I just listened to that new one," or "Hey man, thank you because you're helping." The important thing is to go. I know that people don't have a bunch of time to just listen to an hour and a half podcast. I get that, So when I do an interview, they're like an hour to 2 hours sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And we're talking about on my weekly intention, I'm like, okay, so this will be 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So I created another forum that's like, okay, if you can't listen to the 2 hours, maybe you can fit 30 minutes, maybe you could fit 20 minutes, and so one thing I've learned with this is you just gotta try different things.
You do.
Right? Have you ever contemplated making a book out of your weekly intentions?
Ooh, that's an idea.
I actually have a daily intention kind of deal,
you could put out a really good book,
or even do a weekly.
I have a 365 one that's pretty cool that I could show you. That's interesting.
Yeah, I have so many ideas, and I really suck at English and just suck at that. So I'd have to be in a situation where I have a publisher and somebody to write it because I got great ideas.
You got help. You just write it out
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Because that wouldn't be a bad idea. A week-to-week book that people can purchase off Amazon.
Yeah.
And just a weekly intention book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it'll turn, instead of 365, it'll turn it into a 52-week book.
I can also make you a website that makes it all like calendar based.
Oh, yeah. Then I'm in the right place right now.
Yeah, totally. He's got you.
Yeah. All I know how to do is my OnlyFans.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, that's the priority.
Your feet. Let me guess. Your feet.
Feet stuff only. No butt stuff, guys. Come on. I got to be classy.
Feet and face. Feet and face
What
only.
was Eric? So I came on last. Was Eric teasing you about your legs, your hairy legs, or something? What was he saying?
I can't. They were messing with me about, because when you get into the gym, there's a certain stigma of body dysmorphia, right?
Yeah.
It's like, they said, are your legs getting smaller? I said, that's not true, bro. My legs are stacked.
happen.
Yeah. I get people go like, your calf muscles. What do you train? I go, absolutely nothing. Just be fat for a lot of years and you'll have some big ass.
It's better than that. I heard on Joe Rogan that one time where some guest was talking about working out in LA and some dude came up to him and asked him where he got his implants. He's like, dude, I'm working out at the gym. These are my real muscles, dude.
Oh, that synthol or whatever they call it, the stuff that they shoot into muscles, or synthol.
However, they give butt implants also. Like,
Dude, okay.
that's horrible.
The junk in the trunk.
Yeah.
This is for another episode, but we're going to have an episode and we're going to talk about the whole lips and fake tits, or what did you say? The butt
implants.
Butt implants, this implant.
We need to get to the
We're going to get to this.
The nitty.
Stay tuned.
Crux of the biscuit.
Yeah.
The crux of the biscuit.
I wanted
I
to
like
do
that.
it. I wanted to do it with have a woman's perspective on, and us to go back and forth about it.
I think that,
I'm working on
just
it.
for my little thing, I think for women it's just so much tougher as far as like the whole aesthetic reality, the superficial reality. They get judged off of that a lot, right?
Yeah.
Men, we're just kind of lucky. We can just
Like
kind
the
of be
older
like,
we get, the more the women like us.
I wear the same thing every single day.
Yeah, we don't give a shit, really.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, this is literally the same collared shirt I work. If I'm going to a Christmas party, same thing.
Yeah,
if
I
I'm
got, like,
going
3 of
to
these.
work, same thing.
Yeah.
And we're like, don't you
Well,
ever
that's
change?
my point. Is I'm trying to. I know that when people just heard me say that, they're probably not even knowing where I'm going with this. But I have a message, and it is literally for the women. And it is not what they think. It's like, I'm the man. I've been a husband type. I've been a boyfriend, and I'm the one that's saying, you still look, you're beautiful. Shut up. You're beautiful. You don't need to do that to yourself. Or you look great. You look great. And I'm your man, right? You're not worried about what all these other, like, you're not trying to look good for everybody else, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's your problem? Or women missing meals and not feeling good. And like, I've seen that happen a lot where one of my exes was like lightheaded or something, and she's trying to diet to lose weight. And it's like, eat some food right now, babe. Or like,
snack.
Or
Do
like
something.
women like doing the chopping their lips up like duck lips, or like fading fake tits. Now, I get it. This is their body and this, that. But what I'm
So the
saying
premise is
my
you're
message,
beautiful.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
message is that
accept
you're
who you are.
beautiful, and you don't need to chop up your body and to do that. And I'll tell you one
I
thing.
think that's a strong message.
It's
I
not
like
only a
that.
strong message, and I encourage a woman to come on with me and tell her perspective for the ladies. But the thing is it's not about like, here goes the negative part on my behalf, is like, us guys, majority of us guys, I don't know one guy that likes the duck lips or what you've done to your face or the Botox. Like, we're looking at you going, you just turn yourself into a Barbie doll, or like, so don't do that. And if
wouldn't
you've done
stop us
that, you're
from-
still
from-
beautiful. Like,
wouldn't stop us from
accept it.
hitting, but
No, it ain't gonna stop nothing.
But I really don't like
Yeah.
fake
I like
boobs.
natural. I'm just saying this for the women that haven't done it yet, or my daughter. I have a daughter, or our daughters,
Yeah,
our girls.
yeah.
You're beautiful. You don't need
accept
to
the body you're in.
If you
It's-
accept the body,
yeah.
if you want to make some changes, exercise, eat healthier, do those things, but you don't have to cheat and or cut or miss
become
meals.
a science project. You
Yeah,
know, it's like, yeah, I can totally get on page with that whole.
We'll get to that episode.
And a lot of it's, I mean, some of it must be competing with other women, like men compete with men to have bigger muscles.
Well, I know so many beautiful women that went, and I'm thinking of one in my head right now that went and did something to her lips and Botox and something else, and I used to have a crush on her, right? I used to have a very serious crush on her. Beautiful. Maybe the mentality's a little whacked.
Yeah.
But she was beautiful, and she went and did this stuff, and I'm just like, I'm not disrespectful being like, oh my God, she's ugly, like this now, but I'm like sad about it. I'm really, I am truly.
You were beautiful the way you were. Why did you change it?
Yeah, and I'm truly sad about it. And I really, there's no reversing that now.
There's a good message behind that, because when people can start accepting exactly who they are and not worry about those superficial, material, temporary things, your body's going to change. The person you're going to be at 80 years old, the scars, the sags, the wrinkles.
Yeah.
It's also beautiful.
It's so beautiful.
It is beautiful.
There's no reason to ever want to, like you said, you want change, go work out, go get healthy, go get muscles, and you can achieve those superficial goals with hard work. But when you start cutting things up, you're taking the easy route. You know what I mean?
Well, I just think I hate the most about these women is they're complaining. I hate it the most how you hear the damn complaining. Okay, so there's just so much complaining. Then do something about it.
Yeah.
Quit telling me. And go do something about it. It's like, anyways, that will be a whole nother episode, and I would like to have a woman's perspective on about it.
To help. I want dueling women.
Yeah.
Well, I do. I want it to be for the ladies too.
Ding, ding, ding.
Because I'm going to get to learn something from a woman's perspective, how they feel about it.
Oh yeah, for
and
sure.
I had one picked out, but we didn't have a falling out. But I'm just, like I said, I'm just blocking people that don't respond. Or like if you're like, I just can't do it. It's me.
If it makes you feel any better, it's the exact same way with me. None of my friends respond to me except for you.
Yeah, well, you know what? If
my friends just show up at my gas station. They don't even call. They don't call me. They just show up at my
except for Kelly Nunnick. Shout out Kelly Nunnick. You're a good friend.
I love all of you. I'm not. I truly am on a realm right now of peace and love, and I don't hate any of you. I love you all, but
it's not you. It's me.
It's me, man. Totally. It's just weird.
There are times where that's just true.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, it's nothing personal. I'm just going through my own process.
I like being alone with too much, so I need to like push myself to like go hang out with my friends.
And I have to accept to give people their space. You have to give people their space and respect their wishes. You really got to respect people's boundaries and honor them.
Yeah, because some people want to go live in the woods and never see another living soul for the rest of their life.
Like
that's the extreme.
That's why I dragged him out. We're talking about Nathaniel. I dragged Nathaniel out of that hole
onto this podcast.
Yeah, literally.
Exactly. This is therapy.
Yeah.
But one thing I know we're getting close to the end here. I want to say that. We're talking about the whole therapy thing a little earlier, right? I mean, when you get to a point in this whole spiritual path and you get into this whole self-development thing, is understanding that anything we're talking about, chop wood and carry water, everything can be therapy if you approach it right and understand that everything is interconnected, that everything you're participating in needs to have the therapeutic value, because it's not just I'm going to the gym. It's like, no, I'm going to the gym and there's something extremely spiritual. I'm going to a meeting, it's spiritual. I'm going to work, very spiritual. Well, that's how I feed my family. There's nothing more connected in this.
It's spiritual.
Yeah, just like it's all about being mindful about the moment and cherishing the moment and not taking anything for granted.
Slow, ladies and gentlemen, is the new fast. Slow is the new fast.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier. I think more young people need to take a little bit of learnings from their grandparents. And I used to see both of my grandpas sit out on the deck and just watch the fucking birds.
Yeah. Some of you slow asses need to speed it up.
Yeah, Grandpa.
Speed it up.
A little faster.
Yeah.
It's a fine balance in life, man.
Yeah.
But just because you're sitting there not doing anything doesn't mean that you're not doing anything.
Yeah. You can participate in the workings of your inner self by just slowing down and just keeping the mouth closed and just like letting the information download and all that stuff.
I'm guilty of that. I need to do more listening than interrupting or wanting to. I got a lot to say, but I have to. We all have to be the good listener to your friend or your people.
I did this practice with this guy at the rehab last night, and I turned towards him and we were talking about that exact thing and talking about keeping our mouth shut, right? And I said, hey, say a sentence to me, right? It could be anything. Make sure it's long, and say it to me. And he starts off, and I start talking over him, and I start talking, and I just start babbling. I said, "What did we learn?" And I said, and he just was like, he didn't know what to say. And I said, "Well, I didn't hear you.
And you didn't hear me.
Yeah, you didn't hear me, right? You could have said some profound shit that could have helped me, but I was too busy, with my inner workings and running my mouth that." What happened there? There was no exchange of communication. There was no
Waste of
information
time,
passed.
all of it.
And the more you practice it, the better you get at remembering what you want to say in the moment and keeping that thought until the other person's finished.
Yeah. Respecting
Which is a really hard practice.
It's for a stoner, yeah. That's why I have my notes.
Well, I mean, yeah, constantly. I'm like, even going around the yard or something. It's like, wait, what was I going to get a hammer or a drill? Like,
that's why I said baby dementia.
Yeah.
I really feel like I'll forget, but I think I'm healing my brain.
Yeah.
Wet brain, and then smoking weed all those years.
Yeah.
So when you start to clear up, it does start to come back. It was getting better. I've noticed on the podcast a couple times. I'm like, oh yeah, so I remember what I was saying quicker than. But
the
recall
it does happen
moments.
to everything for sure. Yeah, everyone for sure.
Yeah.
brother, we could go as long as you want, but I just want to say thank you again for blessing this podcast, because this I'm sure is going to really reach people and with some really good messages. You got a lot of good wisdom in you, brother.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you do, and I've learned a lot from you in just this last year, because we're coming up on a year since I've known you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's almost a full year now.
And I remember you're in my memory from the one or two times I went to Project Time,
Yeah.
so you got an
Yeah.
impact
Okay.
on me.
Yeah. I you look familiar. I know I've seen you before.
I reeled him
tagged along.
Yep, I brought him in
Okay,
there.
now it's coming together. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
man, where the fuck do I know this guy?
I didn't talk though or anything.
Yeah, and now Nate's not been he hasn't been drinking.
Good.
And he was kind of like recluse, drinking,
Yeah,
being
yeah.
in his head over
What we
there.
do. Yeah, what we
Yeah.
do.
And
It's
And
what
this
we
is a
do.
blessing to him too, because
I'm trying to get rid of the cigarette vape.
yeah, that's bad. I think, like Frank said today when he first got here, and I think that's the biggest key to success in quitting smoking or things, is the gym. Exercise, run, and don't stop. Get involved with some people to do it with too, maybe.
Yeah, when you start participating in certain things, you realize things just don't match.
Yeah, and you feel better about yourself, and you
Can't go on a 10-mile run and loving it and then like smoke a pack of cigarettes. It's just, I mean, I'm sure there's people that do it and have done it, but you realize when you're on that path of just
It's like,
healing
what
yourself,
am I doing?
you're like, oh, you just outgrow it.
Yeah.
Oh man,
It kind of happens automatically.
It's stupidity to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, you're doing it for no reason.
Spinning our wheels. Yep, well, I appreciate you having me on and
Thank you so much, man.
allowing me to come here
Yeah.
and be a part of this. And
Yeah.
It's been really awesome.
I wanted to get you on bad.
We should go on your podcast.
Yeah, no, I'm totally down.
We will. Your messages, man, have helped me big time.
So we'll connect and we'll make sure that we get you on.
That's
the
right,
whole
my brother
FD.
Frank. We're brothers now, man.
Oh yeah.
man.
Homeboys.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do this funny P Diddy one here coming soon, so we'll see how that
P
goes.
Diddy coming to
I'm trying.
Coming
a
to Grass
soundtrack
Valley.
towards you or
Well, what I'm doing,
Spotify.
so a little treat for everyone. I'm trying to get the gentleman from Welcome to Smartsville to come do that with me.
Okay.
We got 4 mics. I mean, Nate could be here. Doesn't matter, but
I'll sit in the background.
Depending on if I get more of them or all of them, we're gonna do a little P Diddy roast. It's about time for that, and something funny too. And
We'll
we'll
invite
get
50
off. It won't
Cent.
just be about just him, but you know,
We like to protect our parks from in the whole, you know, protect our parks with Joe Rogan.
Yes.
He has that
With
specific
Ari
one. Yeah.
and yep. And so, you know, all these years
We'll talk about
too.
R. Kelly a little bit.
Well, how about all the people out there that seriously like thought Tupac was still alive on an island, or all these different things, and all this stuff? But
He's
no.
not?
No, some Crips shot him in Las Vegas. You know, Orlando R. Anderson. They jumped him in the.
Wow,
they jumped
dude.
him in there, and they'll tell you all about it. But
Yeah.
they solved that a while back. But yeah, we're gonna get into that, and it's gonna be funny. So stay tuned for that,
tuned.
because, like Frank said, you guys, that you can still have fun in recovery.
Mm-hmm.
You can still. You
Life
know,
actually starts when you stop getting high.
Yeah.
Like I know the first few attempts for me, it didn't seem like that because I wasn't fully didn't give into this process fully. But when I did, I realized that's when my life really started. Like, it was that whole AD, you know, before Christ, or BC AD. It was like after drugs AD, you know.
No, I hear that.
Dude,
that's a very common story.
That is a common story in AA and AA.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What was the AA one?
The AA,
Isn't there one for
After addiction?
something like that.
something like that.
After alcohol, maybe.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, man. Well, yeah, thank you. Nice seeing you again. And this has been awesome.
Yeah. Thanks, Frank.
Thank you.
Love you, brother.
Love you guys.
All right, ladies.